All right. I am so excited for this game. I have been waiting a long time for it, and it's gonna be awesome. So, without further ado, let us begin with perfect tides station to station. Fear no more, says the heart, committing its burden to some sea which sighs collectively for all sorrows and renews, begins, collects, lets fall. Virginia Woolf. It's a cliche to begin with a quote. You know this, but you're a fool. Besides, in order to make good work that reaches past mere juvenilia, you must expel your stupidest words, all 1,000,000 of them. Put them down so they may die. Oh man, she looks so good. I'm sorry, I'm so excited. Okay. Your name is Mara Whitefish. You lived on an island for most of your life. Now, you spend your days in transit. Oh my god. Everything looks so good. The ocean sounds were actually emanating from somewhere. It wasn't her dreams. It's the year 2003. You're a freshman at the State University of Creative Studies in the city. The semester is almost over. Okay, I know this game is supposed to take place in New York City, but I guess I'm not sure if that's actually going to be explicitly said or not. So if not, it's funny that she just said State University of Creative Studies in the city. She didn't even specify where in any capacity. It's a long commute to school from your mother's apartment on the mainland. Instead of riding home, you often end up sleeping at Daniel's place. No one here seems to mind. I'm like, wait, we're sleeping at her brother's apartment? Or, never mind, that's not him. What? I don't remember what her brother's name is then. Oh hey, I forgot you crashed. Yep, I was pretty zonked. Zonked? Where did that shit come from? The language evolves, you dick. Get used to it. Diner? No, I'm broke till Friday. Daniel's been your friend since high school. These days, you might even call him your best friend. In fact, it's possible you chose to attend... Wow, so it's actually called State University of Creative Studies. But now I see why, so it could be called Sucks. Okay, in fact, it's possible you chose to attend Sucks, an effortless decision you were repeatedly assured is the biggest of your life thus far, because Daniel chose it. Daniel's instincts have rarely led you astray. You trust him to fill the gaps in your judgment, of which you fear there are many. I can make us something, though. Sure. And here we are. We can actually do things. I just want to say it's hilarious because when I played Perfect Tides, I did not befriend Daniel, and I didn't really understand that could be done. I definitely didn't know, obviously, what needed to be done. Later, I found out, you could do all kinds of things that I missed. So it's like, in my canon, I guess, they became friends after the events of the game. Can I just click on anything? I don't. Oh, okay. Right click. A promotional cardboard standee for the movie Ballistic X vs. Sever lives behind the apartment couch. Although you've never seen the film, you know it represents a dearth of creative output in Hollywood. its original script having been rewritten into oblivion, not to mention a devastating $50 million loss for franchise pictures and Warner Brothers Entertainment. From what you understand, the standee was acquired through great hardship by one of Daniel's former roommates, who smuggled it home after closing up at the theater of his employ. Having what Daniel describes as a hulking presence, he was able to walk it home under his coat in one piece. Since moving out, the standee's gargantuan owner has repeatedly promised to return for his treasure. The fact that he lives on the West Coast now does not bode well. Okay. I kind of wish there was like some sort of indicator like you can look at this, but maybe I can literally look at everything. I'm just not used to being able to do that. Okay, anyway. The futon. Your home away from home. You've spent many hazy mornings waking up on this lumpy couch and probably almost as many nights falling asleep on it. It's your trusty noise machine, simulator of ocean-like sounds that Daniel and his roommates graciously allow you to keep at their place. Surprised she doesn't keep it at her mom's, but I guess it's too far. By allow, of course, we mean that no one has ever noticed its presence, let alone voice an opinion about it. Of course. From here, you can see into the alleyway between this and the neighboring building. During the day, the building's super can often be seen moving broken appliances and a chaotic assortment of building supplies. At night, the visual is pure blackness, accompanied by a symphony of cats in the violent throes of life. This curtain acts as a divider between the living area and an unknown number of bedrooms, each containing its own unknown number of curtains, subdividing an unknown number of beds. You sustain more than one splinter from the worn hardwood floors of Daniel's apartment, just one of an abundance of reasons to never walk barefoot here. Since the roommate with the TV moved out, Daniel and the boys have relied on this errant laptop and speaker set to watch movies. The picture and sound quality are as bad as one would expect, and the whole system needs to be painstakingly restarted if its power connector is nudged. That said, you've watched a considerable number of films and TV shows on here, ones you'd now regret never seeing. It is certainly an example of life finding a way. I mean, I have to say, that would be abysmal. I mean, the freaking couch is this far away from this tiny screen. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. A pair of console controllers live permanently on the floor. This media rack has been in the apartment for so long that no one remembers its original owner. It's possible it has always been here. I can really look at everything, okay. The lengthwise walls of Daniel's apartment are exposed brick, a feature that is supposedly desirable in city apartments. Yeah, I guess instead of saying New York City, it's just city. I live in city. I grew up in city, you know? You suspect, though, that Daniel's landlord got tired of patching gamepad-sized holes in the drywall. Okay, look at this wall. No. Okay. I was like, how minute can I be with this? The battered living room camping chair has been in the unfolded position for so long that it no longer refolds. Until recently, an impressive number of crumbs had accumulated in the seat's deepest point. All gone in a single dare. Ew! Okay. A pair of console controllers live permanently on the floor. 2 consoles, a Nintendo GameCube, and a crusty old Sega Genesis live on this media rack. Unfortunately for the boys, they are effectively inoperable without a TV set. Yeah, I was wondering, I'm like, are they able to play them or not? But no. Definitely not what I would want in an ideal world. Okay. You'd better not snoop behind the curtain. Even in an environment where people come and go freely, there must be some boundaries. I'm guessing we don't want to leave, which is fine. You did just offer to make breakfast for Daniel. You'd better at least gesture toward that promise before you leave for the day. Alright, we'll gesture. Alright, I'm out. Bye, darling. Oh, I like you. You look cool. Later. Actually, is that Lily? Kind of reminded me of her. Hey, Mara. Hiya. You are sheepish around Daniel's roommate, Gray. He's the most noticeably busy of the people who actually live here. Sorry. Excuse me. Let's see. That would be crazy? No, okay. I mean, it's obviously in this kind of style, everyone's faces are kind of going to look similar. It just reminded me of Lily. Rosetta is in the fine arts program at Sucks, though your humanities classes occasionally overlap. She's dating Daniel's roommate, Gray. The two of you get along well, both being self-described shy girls who hated high school, although she carries herself reservedly and occasionally possesses a look of last-moment alive terror. You think she is very pretty. I agree. I mean, that's basically what I said. Although she doesn't officially live in this apartment, Rosetta is here at least as often as you are. This only contributes to the anxious feeling that you're pestering Daniel like a girlfriend without actually dating him. You comfort yourself with the knowledge that you spend a fraction of the time Rosetta does on personal hygiene and beauty, occupying the bathroom only long enough to relieve yourself and thumb through the same 3 steam-crinkled issues of Juxtapose. The lower shelves of the kitchen cabinets are sparsely populated with a melee of dishes, cups, and bowls. The upper shelves, as always, are unreachable and therefore irrelevant to you. And since humans stop growing taller around 18, they always will be. I might grow a little more. Sure, Mara. Is it really worth delaying your acceptance of the situation for the prayer of a little more home storage? You try your hardest not to look at the contents of the counter, and looking at it now, you're reminded why. Apart from the occasional boiling of macaroni and cheese, which Daniel then eats directly from the pot, you're probably the only one who uses the stove. I remember my days of doing that. Your skills and interest in the kitchen have grown since becoming a vegetarian, okay? These days you can consistently reproduce a handful of good recipes. Still, you try to limit your time here. Cleanup, which you know in advance will be your job, is far too burdensome. Besides, you're literally the only person you know who can stomach the flavor and texture of tofu. As helpful as you try to be around the kitchen, there is absolutely no occasion in which the garbage is your problem. And we say thank you for that, right? This rug was actually a gift from you. You picked it up for $2 at a flea market shortly after an incident in which you, not wanting to be a burden, washed all of the boys' dishes. This resulted in Daniel's roommate, Gray, slipping on a small pool of water by the sink, an area he generally expected to be bone dry. You suspect Gray is still peeved about the whole thing, including the presence of the rug. It's one of many instances where you seem to be compounding how annoying you are through ever-heightening apologies. The outside of the fridge in Daniel's kitchen is plastered with ancient memos, outdated coupons, and long-forgotten business cards. It seems the roommate who maintained these artifacts has been gone for a while. I just want to say I love it so much that I could click on every single thing, and she has quite a bit to say about it, or at least the narrator, I guess, has quite a bit to say about it. And it does so much for understanding the character, understanding the world. We have barely said 2 words to anybody, and we have learned so much. Despite having the most windows of any room in Daniel's apartment, the air of the kitchen is stuffy and unpleasant, seemingly trapping the scent of every frozen chicken nugget, milk-soaked Fruit Loop, and White Castle order that enters its walls. I have recently tried, because I don't live in New York City, White Castle frozen burgers or whatever, and they're surprisingly good, especially for being frozen, and then the instructions are to put it in the microwave, which is unbelievable because you would expect it to be disgusting. But it's actually not disgusting and actually very good. It doesn't look great after coming out, but it tastes great. And I mean, at the end of the day, what else matters, really? You've opened this microwave once, and you shall not do so again. Growing up with Mom familiarized you with a cabinet such as this. Its function is to be half opened, taking care not to let its existing contents fall out, while quickly shoving in the latest object you wish to forget. I don't know what Godzilla sounds like. Sorry. I'm trying to look at him. Daniel Davis. You went to high school with him, but spent years in separate worlds. The summer between junior and senior year, you got up the nerve to ask him to platonically watch Spirited Away with you. You've been hanging out ever since. Well, this did not happen. That didn't happen in the game, like the first game. So yeah, I guess regardless of what you did, it happened somehow. He is a good friend, perhaps a better one than you. He asks about your interests, even when he doesn't share them. He reads your writing and gives opinions that you trust. And he doesn't mind that you spend about half your week hanging out and crashing at his apartment. At least, he doesn't seem to. Actually, that's the main downside to your friendship with Daniel. You're often not sure how he's feeling. On occasion, you get the sense that he doesn't want you around and just won't say so. You've fallen into more than one spiral, wondering what Daniel thinks of you. I have a solution. Ask him how he's feeling. The thing is, every time you've had this crisis and put some space between you, he invites you out again. So, are you just crazy? The data is inconclusive. Hey, Rosetta. Is this before Rosetta Stone existed? Because if it wasn't, I would definitely be thinking of that every time. Rosetta takes a moment to realize you're speaking to her, even though you've addressed her by name. Oh, hi, Mara. Did I wake you walking through? Nope. I don't even hear you moving when I'm awake. What'd you guys get up to last night? Once again, Rosetta doesn't seem to realize you're speaking to her. Ro? Oh, my friend Dinty had this gallery show in the village. We were at that, and then the after party, and then her friend's loft. Wow, sounds fun. You're once again jealous of Rosetta's social life, a life which seems so much richer, both culturally and materially, than your own. How's a small, winsome girl from the mainland so well connected? You mentally hum a few verses of the same old song about how you've chosen the wrong major, attended the wrong classes, bought the wrong sneakers, and bathed with the wrong 2-in-1 shampoo plus conditioner. I'm like, girl, there's no right one. Just use a separate shampoo and a separate conditioner, I promise. It was alright. I really wanted to be home earlier, working on my own piece. It can't all be parties, right? Yeah, those turkey sausages won't staple themselves to the wall. That's funny, Daniel. You should put that into one of your many spec scripts. It's so cool that you can paint. I suck at it. You can do it if you try. Remind me and I'll lend you some supplies. What you'd really like is an invitation to one of those loft parties without having to learn how to paint. Isn't the fact that you're a writer enough? Sure, thanks. I will ruminate on that. What are you reading? Being John Malkovich. Ah, yeah, Charlie Kaufman. You've seen it? No, I've just heard enough to know everything about it. It's not bad, kind of meta. I've heard that. It's actually sort of perverse, the way you're transported into another mind. I've heard that too. You should see some of these things you've heard about. It's at the library. Sure, you'll get right to that when you learn how to freeze time. Daniel is shockingly adept at absorbing new and interesting works. He's seemingly able to drop everything in the pursuit of knowledge to chart endless pathways of his curiosity. You just don't have the knack for this. Your thoughts are desperately monogamous, unable to pivot until they've been painstakingly explored. I'm starving. Forgot to have dinner last night. What do you want to eat? Anything. What's in the fridge? You're pretty sure the eggs you've been keeping in Daniel's fridge are still fresh and intact. Daniel's roommates tend to leave unclaimed food alone unless it's ready-made. Alright, let's see. I'm trying. Okay. Her head is in the way. Now where did those eggs go? The fridge is more crowded than you'd expected. You'll have to look closer. Use the right mouse button to inspect inside the fridge. Peering past the metropolis of Dale's pale ale cans, rolling rock bottles, and 3 different kinds of milk, you see the faint glimmer of an egg carton. Aha! You reach past the other contents of the fridge to retrieve your egg carton, which you soon discover is resting precariously on a bulk-sized jar of applesauce. Oh, we actually do have, like a, I don't know, toolbar? Having found what you need from the fridge and trying hard not to let your eye fall on any other culinary atrocities, you close the door. It looks like you have an item in your inventory. Move your pointer to the top or press Y. You're pretty sure you bought these eggs last week. Or was it the week before? Either way, they should still be fresh. You'd better cook them right away. Alright. You crack your remaining eggs directly into the frying pan. They immediately form a giant viscous mass. Want any, bro? No thanks. If I eat this early in the day, I could surely perish. That's a relief. There's really only enough for you and Daniel. Using a spoon, you effortlessly break the yolks, letting them merge with the whites as they cook. This creates a multicolor mixture as the different egg sections mix. You call this the confetti eggs method because every bite is a celebration. Thanks. You're welcome. I call these confetti eggs because they look insane. They look like the contents of my brain, yeah. Walsh's class today? Yep. Are you going? I might skip. I don't know. Not really happy with my paper yet. That would be unfortunate. You find it easier to deeply engage with the class when Daniel's there. Aw, you should come. It's more fun when you're there. It is? Yeah, dude, the whole discussion is more lively. But my paper's a mess. So is mine. Don't be a perfectionist. Alright. Maybe. You'll go to class no matter what, of course. You can't be waiting around for Daniel to make up his mind. You finish your eggs as quickly as possible, trying to focus on your obligations for the day. You have to work a library shift and finish your paper before class. Oh, right. You wanted to ask Daniel about a topic Walsh brought up in class recently. What was it again? You've never had an easy time holding on to your ideas, and now that you're in college, you've resolved to start writing them down. You brought a cute, tidy little notebook just for the occasion, and ever since you lost it, along with an equally cute pen, you've been taking notes on your phone. Here's where you store all of your personal contacts. It's looking pretty bare. Certainly you know more people than this. I'm sorry, she has her own contact in the thing. You'll just have to add more names as you encounter them. And these are all the topics you're trying to remember. Okay, so you've only collected one so far. If your pointer turns into a word balloon over a person, you can have deeper conversations with them. Word balloon over a person? To ask someone a question, press and hold the left mouse button on the person until the balloon turns white. You can even ask yourself a question. Why not? We already talked so much. Now, what did you want to ask Daniel about? Hate that bitch. Wait. Oh, okay. Daniel's a good friend. I can be myself around him, I think. Why does the world make more sense to Ro than it does to me? What club is she a part of that I don't know about? That sounds like crazy ex-girlfriend monologue. What is it? The Tell Me I'm Okay, Patrick monologue. The city's incredible, but is it really the place I belong, or am I just locked into the commitment I've made? Imagine he's like, hate that bitch. I know he won't. You're okay. Not a trustworthy character, if you ask me. Cute, though. Rosetta's great. What's not to like? You can be honest, Daniel. Pretend I'm not here. Look, admittedly, I don't know much about girls, but... See, Ro, you're already scoffing over there. But what? But if I've learned anything from living closely with them, it's that you can be honest is a dirty lie. I like when guys are honest. Me too. You're both in cahoots. How come when a majority of women agree on something, it's a conspiracy, Daniel? Damn, got him. Yeah, how come? I didn't ask for this. You broads have fun. Broad City. Do you remember what Walsh was saying about the city last week? Nope. Oh, well, it was something about how living here used to be really nurturing if you were a writer getting started. Uh huh. But now Walsh says it's too expensive here and all the interesting parts of the city have been choked out and we're basically living in the magic kingdom of piss. You're like, worried about that? Well, not super worried. I'm just sort of having a miniature crisis over it. You're not worried, but you're having a crisis. I'm like, do you know what a crisis is? Mara, she's wrong. There are things that Walsh is wrong about. I know, but what a convenient argument for Walshy that all the good shit happened in the city when she was young. I hadn't thought of it that way. This is the best place in America to be a writer. Hands down. How do you know that? Because we're here, dingus. You like your classes, don't you? School's all well and good. I just figured by now I would have made more connections, like with experienced writers, editors, publishing people. I hate to break it to you, but that's not a city problem. If you want to meet people, you'd better start talking to them. But it's scary. No, it isn't. Everyone loves talking, especially if it's a topic relevant to them. It flatters their intelligence. So I should talk to people only about their favorite subjects? How am I supposed to know what they like? You might have to guess now and then, but the more you talk to them, the more they'll let you know. What if I run out of things to talk about? Then you'd better get yourself some more talking points. Here's a free one for you. Movies. You can't go wrong. Everyone has a favorite. She really is writing it down like, movies. That's a topic I can discuss with people. Got it? I think so. But man. Yes? This is why I became a writer, Daniel. So I wouldn't have to talk so much. Well, your first novel is shaping up great. My what? 20,000 leagues up my ass. Hey. I'm just saying it's very autistic of you to need to write down the topics that you will reference while talking to people. Honestly, though, not a bad idea. You don't want to bother Rosetta anymore while she gets ready for what you imagine is a much more fun and interesting day than your own. I was actually trying to see if I could do one of those conversations with her, but nope. Let's find out your favorite movie. We seeing The Matrix Reloaded or what? Oh, fuck yes we are. Are you worried it won't live up to its name? That by its very nature a sequel dilutes the power of the original? Nope. You? Not at all. Well, yeah, okay. Okay, now it's time to go. It's a cool morning in the city, and you feel a moment's regret for not packing an extra layer. But you've committed to dressing for warm weather, so your decision must stand. It's not like Mom is here to see the goosebumps on your arms. You exhale contentedly, just enough time for a quick walk before work. Oh, I didn't even think about saving. You think, yeah, okay. Oh, it looks so cool. Where did we... we came from diner. I guess it's like apartments above the diner. Below Daniel's apartment is the famed Academy Diner. I would love to live above a diner. Famed in the sense that many milestones of your young college life have already played out here. But how could they not, in an establishment open 24 hours a day that happens to serve hash browns? It's true. Express Pizza has long been your favorite pizza spot in the city. Consider the reasons. It's located in the neighborhood where you spend all your time, and it's open. Oh. No, okay. I was just saying... Until recently, non-Applebee's establishments that served alcohol were practically invisible to you, but Weird O'Malley's is now a prominent feature on this block, enticing you to wonder just what you're missing. I will never forgive Mara for her mom in the first game saying, let's go to Applebee's, and then Mara said no. I was like, girl, we have a chance to go to a restaurant as a child, and you are saying no? This is a freaking once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The city, or as it is often called, the big city. This is the neighborhood where you almost exclusively hang out. It has everything you could ever need, from food and friends to great cultural experiences. Just try and find a better part of town. I just realized I saw earlier something that looked weird in the font, but now I'm realizing it was probably the I. Not that you've tried. Coming from perfect tides in the mainland, the transit system still intimidates you. You're pretty sure you've barely scratched the surface of what these few blocks really have to offer. The city's unlike anything you've ever seen. The people are open and direct, which you find familiar enough, but they're also completely unconcerned with your business. Back when you spent all your time on the internet, you longed for a physical world in which to move around invisibly. The city has provided. Here, at last, you can truly disappear into your pursuits. It's too bad living here is virtually unthinkable. Mom can't afford it, and it'll be years before you can imagine selling your first novel, let alone writing for a literary journal or the local alt weekly. Until then, you're a visitor, relying on the generosity of friends with non-moldy couches. The interior at Express Pizza is small and cramped, forcing most patrons to stand and eat during the busy lunch hour. You are mystified by this odd little man who's out hawking books on the street almost every day. It's like the equivalent of, I don't remember his name, but that blonde guy on Perfect Tides. No one has ever been able to explain to you how this bookstand operates in the middle of the street, nor how the vendor can afford to sell relatively new books at so significant a markdown. Not that you can afford them, even then. You get most of your books from the school library. An outdoor ashtray holds one of the dorm's self-locking doors open. The William Henry Harrison was built in the early 20th century, initially serving as a bootlegging house, and later a residence hotel for musicians and vagrant poets. It has since been converted to student dormitories for the likes of your friend Theo, who hosts open mic events at the local tiki bar. It's the entrance to the Academy Diner so often used by you and Daniel. This door is all that separates you from the food, fun, and camaraderie of a night at Weird O'Malley's. It only took a few days of attending school for you to fully ignore the masses of garbage on every sidewalk. They are but an ordinary, pungent wallpaper. Can't look at the books. Well, I can talk to you. See something you like? Yeah, I like a lot of it. But I have no money right now, and when I do, it's usually for pizza. I know. I see you over there. Well, the books aren't here to look pretty. Come back when you want to buy. Do you do trades? Sure, but it would have to be a pretty interesting book. Something I think I can sell. Like a mass market paperback, Harry Potter, or The Lovely Bones. I've read both of those. Kid, I happen to have taste. Observe my schmuck appearance. You think moving books is all that matters to me? With this bit of self-deprecation, your misgivings about the sidewalk book vendor melt away. Why would you shop at the big bookstores when you've got the real deal right here? My bad, sir. I collect all manner of books, magazines, and printed curios. Bring me something interesting and you'll have your pick from my stash. Got it? Roger that. Roger whom? Oh, you know, Roger. The way astronauts sign off. Astronauts? You mean actors? You listen to Coast AM? Don't think so. Check it out sometime. Should give you some good information. I'm always on the lookout for that. Thanks. Not that you wouldn't love to eat pizza for breakfast, nor would Express Pizza in their mercenary disposition hesitate to sell you a slice, but you've already eaten this morning. Also, I thought we don't have money. Oh, wait, this is today. Sorry. I was trying to click on the diner. Also, I just realized we can ask ourselves our favorite movie. One of the most recent movies I've watched is Requiem for a Dream. Someone on Terrible Talk recommended watching the final act alone in the dark with my headphones on. Why I followed this advice without an ounce of suspicion is a great fucking mystery for the ages. I never watched that, but yeah, that movie was really popular. It's not often you can manage the cost of an Academy Diner all-day breakfast on your own. You tend to eat here in the company of friends who don't mind sharing their plate. Weird O'Malley's is closed during the day. Besides, you're not old enough to drink, nor do you have a fake ID. The odds are stacked against you, Morrow. Sorry, I forgot we're 18. You often wonder what Dr. Z could do for you and your skin, which has certainly improved since puberty, but would never be described as prize winning. This cavernous doorway leads underground to the transit station. From here, you can ride the regional rail to the mainland, or, if you're brave enough, take the citywide subway. Even if you were old enough to enter spirits, wine, and beer, you'd be massively intimidated by the cramped layout, bulletproof glass protection around the register, and the fact that selections must be vocalized at the cashier. You would much rather lay your items on the table and mutter. Oh, I wanted to look at the pigeons. There's a lot here. If the timeline of your pot smoking can be described as a career, Papaya Hog was your first big break. Even now, the integrity of this oil-soaked snack stand brings a tear to your eye. They have never been closed. They are never out of mozzarella sticks. The staff have never looked you in your swollen red eyes. Papaya Hog is here for you. Even you would have trouble justifying a 4-piece mozzarella stick and an orange beverage from Papaya Hog before noon. At the end of the block sits Patchwork Barbaras, a supposedly legendary concert venue that you've yet to explore. Seeing as most of the shows you'd like to attend are either 21 plus, over $35 for a ticket, or sold out upon announcement, you've all but given up on a good time here. I just got $35 tickets to a Clipping concert, or very close. It was either like that or 37 or something. I don't remember exactly. Either way, amazing price, and I'm very excited. Who the hell are you? You met Theo last fall at orientation and have been hanging out ever since. He's in his early 20s, having changed majors, transferred schools, and taken a year off from college before landing at Sucks as your schoolmate. Theo and you share a neurotic quality that feels uniquely Jewish. While you appreciate this about him, it manifests in ways that are vexing. For instance, instead of disappearing into the darkest center of himself, Theo externalizes his disquiet into nouveau causes and unbearable public performances. For this and other reasons, you wouldn't call Theo one of your closest friends, but he's one you feel most comfortable glomming onto when you have nothing else going on, and that has to count for something, right? Double Take Thrift is a secondhand store that sells, from what you can tell, a lot of dusty old antiques for way too much money. But you always make a point to stop in, just in case something made after 1980 shows up. The last thing you purchased in the store was an unreasonably heavy, but cheap, Betamax player, which you excitedly dragged home on the train. You then proceeded to find 3 surviving tapes in Mom's storage locker, 1 washed-out family camcorder video, a 6-hour compilation of network TV Christmas specials, and a pirated recording of Disney's Robin Hood 1973 with Macrovision copy protection that you happily struggled through once upon a time. This is the arterial road of the neighborhood, allowing cars and buses to quickly cut through from the east to the west side highway. You do not cross often. Well, let's talk to you. Hey, Theo. Fish! What up, homegirl? I just remembered her last name is Whitefish, so that's why he's saying that, but my automatic association was with Princess Carolyn from BoJack Horseman, going like, "Oh, fish." I was like, is there a universe in which people say that? Theo has addressed you with the same years-long familiarity ever since you first met him at freshman orientation. At first, it was a comfort to your anxiety about making friends at school. These days, his airs are odd at best and frequently tiresome. Still, Theo's mostly a welcome sight. He's easygoing, available to hang out on short notice, and crucially well-connected. On my way to the library. Oh yeah, you work there, right? How is it? Pretty easy. Get a lot of time to write. Damn, I need a job like that. I don't have a good place to write and it's killing me. Privately, you think Theo's writing needs more than a better place to be written, but you're not in the middle of a critique, so you'll keep that to yourself. Let me know if you quit that position, okay? I'm never quitting, dude. Gonna work there all summer. Haha, you're killing me, fish. So, doing anything fun this weekend? Actually, Theo noticeably lowers his voice, taking a conspiratorial tone. This in turn causes a pooling in the floor of your mouth, a Pavlovian response to an invitation for fun. We're having a party here tonight. At the dorm? What about the RAs? We may have greased a few palms. Sick. Can I come then? You'd better. Come by any time after sundown. Just tell the security guard you're my guest and he'll let you up. Got it. Make sure you give them my full name. You know it, right? Of course. Great. See you tonight, fish. Okay. You don't know Theo's full name. You might want to figure that one out before the party, Miss Marple. Hey, do you know? Oh, wait, no. So you got any books to trade? Oh, no, not now. Well, I've got matters to attend to. Come back when you want to do business. You can't imagine what these matters could be, but you feel gravely obliged to accommodate them. Better come back later. That's not what I meant to do, because this is a new mechanic. Oh, I can't actually do that. Okay. In that case, I'm like, maybe Daniel or even Rosetta would know Theo's last name. I mean, somebody's got to know it, right? Theo's a small dosist friend for me. I fill up pretty quick, if you know what I mean. Do you know his last name? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's De Janeiro. Great, thanks. I'm kidding. Oh. You're so easy sometimes. Even though I knew that his name was Theo, I automatically was like, Rio. His name's Rio, but no. Okay, and I guess I can't ask her because I am not able to press. You're one of my favorite classmates. I loved taking composition and rhetoric with you. For real? Yeah, I always like when you voice your opinion. Gives me something to think about. I feel like I say the stupidest things in class. If by stupid you mean brave, then yeah, you really go for it, Fish. Wow, thanks. You're not totally sure you can believe Theo. He tends to be quick with a compliment, and his kindest words bring up an ever-sneaking suspicion that he would like to date you. Oh man, I remember those days. Christ. Still, you can't help but grab onto the suggestion that other people like to hear your opinions. Who but Theo can you rely on for such information? Okay, well, let's find out other things. Oh, I like Daniel's writing. He's got talent, but I don't know. Come on. He's kind of arrogant, don't you think? The way he talks in class? I don't think that's arrogance. He has taste, and he's opinionated. So am I. You're not arrogant, Fish. You're perfectly humble. Aw, no I'm not. Forget I said anything about Daniel. Really, I like him. I didn't mean to sound like I didn't. It's fine, dude. I asked. No, I'm running my mouth too much. I need to conduct myself more professionally. Well, when I'm a professional, I'll be sure to show my disapproval. Alright. Aw, yeah. Rosetta's cool. I actually used to have sort of a crush on her before she started dating Gray. Yeah, I know. But I don't anymore. Who do you like now? Girl, why are you asking if you suspect it's you? I'd rather not jinx it, honestly. We're almost done with freshman year and I still haven't found a girlfriend. I'm confused. This guy's a freshman? Because I thought she said he did, like... Am I misremembering doing other stuff? I'm sure it'll happen for you, dude, when you least expect it. Yeah, I've been hearing that one for a while. Should I be expecting it even less? For a moment, you see the darkness behind Theo's eyes, with which you'd rather not engage. There's a limit to how much of a friend you can be. You are, after all, a girl yourself. The fact that you haven't dated him, even with the defense of your own relationship, means your reassurances will always have a bitter taste. Well, I better get to... What was I doing? Yeah. I hope this doesn't mean I'm asking him for his last name. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save before I do that, just in case. You're from the West Coast, right? What do you think of the city? Oh, I like a lot of stuff here, but what? But you East Coasters, you're also impatient. Impatient for what? For you to finish your sentences? I was like, girl, you're showing it right here. Just spit it out, dude. Come on. I gotta run. No, that's exactly what I would have said. Eventually, in softer words. Sounds unbearable. Yeah, it's probably best if you keep living here. You know, this has been helpful. Thank you, Theo. Oh, I'm glad. It's always nice when your mind has already wandered through 10 other landscapes by the time Theo finishes talking. Who knows what this guy's on about? I mean, you would if you listened. You know what movie I just saw for the first time? What? And this isn't a recommendation necessarily. What movie? Because it's honestly more fucked up than you'd think. What's the movie? But like, in a beautiful way. American Beauty. What? How did you know? The conversation was getting kind of plastic baggy. Another movie I've seen. Well, I guess I can't surprise you, Mara. You've got the makings of a film critic. This will be the high point of my day. It's all downhill from here. Okay, I'm gonna... yeah, sure. I'm gonna ask him now about that. Did you want to know something about me? Or have you just forgotten my name? Okay. The door to the thrift store is locked. They must not be open yet. 419 East is one of the buildings leased by Sucks and is where you spend most of your days. Past the lobby is the school library where you work and a row of classrooms where you ostensibly learn. Okay. The city. I almost forgot I've already read this. Oh, I was trying to click on the... Oh. Oh, can I just like... Oh, okay. I mean, good to know. Oh, gosh. This corner fruit stand is usually manned by Joseph, a Grenadian national with whom you have a friendly rapport. Though your produce buying habits don't diverge much, Joseph's stock of fruits and vegetables, at least as fresh and varied as the nearest Morton Williams, is quite impressive. And I'm guessing this is you. You've been friendly for some time with Joseph the fruit vendor. Where the quality of his produce is inconsistent, his presence on this corner is one of the most stabilizing truths in your life. Joseph came to the city from the island of Grenada. I feel like in English they say Grenada, where much of his family still lives. You've promised to visit and taste the nutmeg ice cream for yourself someday when you have the money. But you've also promised to buy his pomegranates, and that's seeming less realistic by the day. Hi, Joseph. Fellow islander, there you are. I haven't seen you in some time. You've assured Joseph more than once that being from Perfect Tides is a far cry from his island home of Grenada? Some 2,000 miles south across the Atlantic. Still, his search for commonality is enduring and puts you at ease. It has also moved you to pay for more than one regrettable fruit experience at a tourist price point. What would you like today? Nothing for now. I have no money. Oh, that is a problem. Certainly is, Joseph. See you another day then. Bring news from home. Sure, but there won't be much. See ya. The King's Men is a small and chaotic book coffee shop hybrid. You rarely buy anything here, instead getting your coffee from the break room in the school library. At night, the shop occasionally functions as an event space. You have never attended any of these functions, being ever intimidated by a small, crowded room and the prospect of being in someone's way. This alleyway leads to the side door entrance of the King's Men. You're not actually sure how to enter this building. You suspect there may be an entrance around the side and through the alleyway, but without prior experience walking in, you feel like too much of a fool to try. Feel that! Rainbows, the city's Ukrainian mainstay, is a premium dining experience that you often crave but you can rarely afford. The last time you ate here was when Mom took you out for a concerned, question-filled lunch during orientation week, and you ate enough pierogies, in Mom's words, to choke a horse. It just says that, not rainbows. Okay. Anything? At busy hours, the crowd from Rainbows spills right out onto the sidewalk. You have never sat outside of this patio, but its presentation seems vaguely Parisian to you. Or Parisian. I have to say, there is way more to click on in this game, and like more, I feel like not that the first game didn't have that, but I feel like it's a lot more and a lot longer, and I love it because I always wish games had that. No, I'm trying to look. The Eden is one of the few theaters in the city that hasn't been absorbed by a larger multiplex chain. It's also a lousy theater. Its dingy little screening rooms built next to a subway tunnel whose activity rattles the whole place every 5 to 10 minutes. Nonetheless, you see everything here. You spent years dreaming of an easily accessible movie theater and the freedom to see whatever struck your fancy. It's undeniably some kind of paradise. You can usually get in for free with a student voucher, provided the movie's been running for over a week and the box office cashier isn't too crabby. The glass doors lead into the movie theater lobby. One of the last remaining payphones in the city is right here in this neighborhood. How theoretically convenient. There are no movies playing at this early hour. You'll have to come back later. Tempting as it may be, even the lunch special at Rainbow's is too pricey for everyday consumption. You may need to wait for a special occasion on someone else's dime. Considering you have a cell phone, there's really no reason to use the phone booth. Wouldn't that be fun if there was just a photo booth on the sidewalk? Okay. It's a long one. Okay, thankfully not as long. Alright. It's hilarious. I feel like I've barely done anything and I've just been reading almost the entire time. Oh, we can actually go in here. The dorm security guard manages to be both perpetually alert and disinterested. You have rarely seen another person holding down this desk. Package deliveries are held for residents at this desk, one of the many features of dorm life that fill you with envy. Trust me, Mara, living in a dorm is not that fun. I did not like it. The security desk is where all ID inspections, guest check-ins, and package deliveries are managed. It is almost always occupied by a guard. You're very fond of the intricate panels lining the lobby wall. They're definitely part of a series of decisions that took place before hundreds of college students moved in. The elevator door is for student residents and their guests. Some students you don't know are hanging out in the dorm lobby. Your guess is this stairwell is failing to meet building code, as it's been roped off the entire time you've attended sucks. Either that, or it's just too hard to prevent student mischief beneath its darkened spandrels. There's a word I haven't heard before. A few hardy, low-maintenance plants managed to live in this dorm lobby. Sucks. A custom Sucks logo rug. Very nice. Actually, wait. I can't for the life of me remember his last name. Could it be written down somewhere? Oh, I wasn't actually doing that to get a hint, but now I'm like, oh, it's probably written in here, right? All right, okay, get out. Get out. Hi, what do you need? Long shift, huh? What do you need? Can I use the elevator? Are you a resident of the student dorms with a photo ID? No. Non-residents cannot enter the building unless they're on the guest list of a resident. Guest list, I see. Anything else? Nope, you've been very helpful. Sorry for everything. Package pickup? Could it be written on package pickup? You don't want to talk to these kids lest you give away that you don't actually belong here. Maybe it's not written here then. It's Adam. Hi, sweetie. Oh, hi, Adam. What's up? Just thinking about you. Wait, is she dating someone? Just thinking about you. Aw, I was just thinking about you. In truth, you were thinking about the paper you need to finish before work. But you thought about Adam when you saw his name on the phone screen, so it's not a total lie. You would never totally lie to him. Are you already in the city? Yeah, I had to get here early. You decided a while back it'd be best if Adam didn't know about your habitual crashes at Daniel's apartment. It's just so much paperwork. I was literally just thinking, well, I'm glad he's not some jealous asshole who's gonna be like, oh, you sleep over at a guy's, and now I'm like, oh, but you didn't tell him. Adam always wants to know where you are and who you're with, and your mostly male friends require even further clarification. This is an unfortunate consequence of the distance between you and Adam. It sometimes feels as if you spend more time explaining the beats of your day than having a real conversation. On my way to work, then class. Yeah? Should we talk after class then? No, now it's fine. I think I might be going to like a party thing later. Yeah? A party? Yeah, like a party thing. With who? Oh, just some school friends. Just like a few people at the dorms. Okay. When do you want to talk then? I've got a few minutes if you want to talk now. Is there something specific? No, I just wanted to talk. I just missed you. I miss you too. What did you do last night? Nothing. Saw the guys. Cool. You sense that Adam is starting to brood. Well, I love you. I love you too. I could try to call on my lunch break. No, I don't want to be in a rush. We'll talk when we can talk. You didn't think you were rushing Adam, but it's true that you have a busy day ahead of you. An ever-shifting schedule of school, work, and commute leave little room for the long, languid calls you used to have. Really sorry, Adam. It's okay. Don't worry, sweetie. I understand. Okay. Love you. Love you too. Bye. Now it's definitely time for work. You better get it over to the Sucks building. Isn't that what I was trying to do? Adam Lee. I'm so curious. Who is this? Where did you come from? I'm not forgetting someone in the first game named Adam, right? The school's lost and found box is rarely cleaned out, and its offerings are rarely claimed. Once in a while, after a grace period, because you are so decent, you help yourself to its contents. There's nothing of interest in the lost and found box right now. The second floor of the 419 East building is dedicated to all manner of Sucks-related facilities. This includes classrooms, administrative offices, and the school library where you work. The rest of the building is dedicated to specialty medical offices and luxury apartments. Okay, I'm just going to stop clicking on the wall. You used to drink from this fountain pretty often until the day you saw a student sitting on it with his whole ass so far back that the drinking spout seemed to be entering it. Oh gosh, what a visual that is. Now you buy a Diet Coke from the school vending machine. Yeah, that's probably better. 'Cause that was honestly a really disturbing visual and I didn't need it. This pipe is as hot to the touch as it looks, even in warm weather. This trash can runneth over at the end of every semester. You can't imagine throwing away your schoolwork as readily as some of your fellow students, but their joy in the ritual can't be denied. I don't feel like I threw away a lot of my schoolwork either. I only did once I graduated and was moving, and I was like, well, I'm not bringing everything back with me, only things that are useful, and that just wasn't one of them. Behind the door is one of the many standard humanities classrooms at Sucks. So far, you've had 2 classes in here, Jemima Walsh's Media Studies and Art History 1, taught by an irritable, long-haired man whose name you've already forgotten. Oh, okay. You take a look at the current offerings on the free cart. In general, these books don't tend to pique your interest. They're too boring for the library, after all. You're surprised when one particular cover catches your eye. You vaguely remember the author's name from a lecture in anthropology last fall. Not to be confused with the lecture in anthropology last fall where you submitted a 2-page resume that named all of your written works and was bound by a creased corner. Girl, I'm sorry, you applied to a clothing store with a 2-page resume showing, like, I don't know, papers you wrote for school maybe, and like short stories that you wrote in your free time? Oh, I know you're a child. Oh my god, though. Oof. I guess they taught you, though, not to do that again. After a quick sweeping with your hand, which only serves to spread the grime to your body, you open it and read. Institutions, even those established originally with the object of securing equality, peace, and mutual aid in the course of time, become petrified, lose their original meaning, come under the control of the ruling minority, and become a constraint upon the individual in his endeavors for further development. Anarchism owes its origin to the constructive, creative activity of the people, by which all institutions of communal life were developed in the past, and to a protest, a revolt against the external force which had thrust itself upon these institutions. The aim of this protest being to give new scope to the creative activity of the people, that it might work out the necessary institutions with fresh vigor. Well, this is surprisingly interesting. You never know what topics will grab you, especially when you're avoiding work. What? I was like, did that just dissolve? Unfortunately, your brief handling of the book causes it to crumble into dust, leaving you with only the sparse knowledge you've already collected. Oh well, you better get to work anyway. Damn, that's a shame. Anarchism. I am curious, that was actually... I feel like that must be based on a real book. Oh yeah, I was like, that sounds interesting. Adam and I have been dating for about a year now. I haven't been able to visit him since winter break. The distance really makes things difficult. It's a lot of the reason we fight, actually. If we were closer, we'd have an easier time working things out. But I have school and neither of us can afford to move, so our sporadic visits will have to do for now. I know if we love each other enough, we can be patient. I mean, you're 18. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't work out. There's something about anarchism that appeals to me. I've been feeling kind of hopeless with politics lately, but maybe there's another path. Girl, relatable. Looks like there's a class going on in there, and it's not one of yours. Lots going on in here. Very pretty. Like this mural. You like this mural? Okay. You like this mural and spend an inordinate amount of time mapping its details with your eyes. Of course, you find yourself looking at it the hardest when you have work to do around the library. Boredom is the mother of inspection. It's your boss, Jana Schwartz. She's a senior librarian at the Suck Student Center. You report to her at the start of every workday. Jana is kind, soft-spoken, and shockingly patient. She encourages you to work on your own writing in your free time, and she has fielded more than one of your last-minute sick days with credulity and concern. This semester, you're trying hard not to disappoint her. Okay. Brittany has been working in the library for years. When you met her during a school tour, she was still a student herself. Since graduating and taking on a library position full-time, she's much more passionate about her job and libraries in general. You'd love to share her enthusiasm, but your work-study hourly wage isn't exactly conducive to that. I was trying to click on this person. Can I? I'm assuming this is Brittany. Yeah. Okay. You feel awful for not knowing the name of this guy who's worked behind the circulation desk for months. He certainly knows yours. I mean, maybe ask someone else. This girl is frequently at the library, poring over the shelves. You've occasionally helped her with an out-of-reach volume, a comical sight considering she's at least half a foot taller than you. This shelf is specifically for the work of current students and celebrated alumni. The gulf between the two is noticeably vast. The area behind the checkout desk is where returns are held until someone, like yourself, has time to reshelve them. The school library boasts a modest collection of VHS, pared down considerably from its former greatness. The plan is for every title to eventually be available, more permanently on DVD. Given how bulky and low-fidelity cassette tapes are, you support the initiative for an all-digital archive. Still, you've noticed some lost or damaged cassettes falling through the cracks of the upgrade process. These chairs are new, uncomfortable, and rarely used by library patrons. You suspect the school added them as a colorful showpiece for their campus tours. The hard fabric reminds you of perfect ties and your old friend Simon, whose home, owned by a rich and absent lover, was likewise furnished in defiance of life. Oh, Simon. I want to know what happened to Simon. Can we talk about that? Or, can that be a topic? Why is he not on your phone? This shelf is for works of literary fiction. While it rarely contains anything new, it's a rich source of classics you're ashamed to have not read by now. This shelf is for nonfiction texts. It covers everything from world history to contemporary design theory. Barring shelving work and specific class requirements, you don't spend much time looking at these books. Angels and Demons by Dan Brown is the kind of book that paralyzes your opinion. Daniel calls it a perfect pop object, while Rosetta steers at its male-leaning commercial dominance. Can I look at every book? This journal is published by the school itself and is meant to highlight the visual, written, and performing works of its graduating class of 2002. You and the rest of the school will get around to looking at it eventually. Well, I guess you'll be in a future one then. This is, oh, I don't remember if I read that. I definitely watched the movies. I don't think I read it, actually. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants seems like a book you could easily trade in for a 400-page Oxford classic, which you could then trade in for a massive Russian epic, which you could then leave under a pile on your nightstand for the rest of your life. The Life of Pi appears to be a book about a man on a boat with a tiger. I saw that movie. You'll be sure to read it if anyone ever tells you it's not. Damn, I actually can click on everyone. That's fun. You still haven't shaken the sting of Anthony Bourdain's words about vegetarians and Kitchen Confidential, and I still need to read that one. You've yet to experience the critical mass of sociological pressures that would cause you to read Malcolm Gladwell's The Tipping Point. I don't know that one, actually. This is a collection of popular fantasy titles. Prominently featured is the unfortunate Neil Gaiman's dark fantasy Coraline, which I've seen the movie, and Aragon by Christopher Paolini. The latter was famously written when the author was still in high school. The sight of this book makes you debilitatingly anxious, confirming your worst fear that your time as a writer has already come and gone. You prefer to pretend it didn't exist. Okay, it's the whole thing. Okay. It has occasionally been your job to, oh, that would be fun, to curate the featured books table at the library. The current selection, not yours, features a disproportionate amount of genre fiction. The library is clearly trying to move books. Follow the money, man. A cart with a precarious stack of books has been set out by one of the library employees. This shelf is for the library's collection of periodicals. You occasionally tuck in with an issue of art form, allowing it to overwhelm you with the sense that the world is filled with incredible creative works. This thought alone, absent of digging through the works themselves, is enough to sustain you. This is a poster promoting a department-wide design exhibition from 2001. Although dated, its aesthetic value cannot be denied. Given the lack of natural light in the school library, it would be impossible, insane really, for this plant to be real. The library boasts many employee-made signs, each explaining the rules of the computer lab in a hip, fun way with which the youth can jive. You recognize these two students because they're always together, and always using the computers to scan their photography work. One time you indulged your curiosity and peeked at one of the students' pages. It was a series of artfully nude photos of the other student sitting mere feet away. Another day, when the other student was the one scanning, you glanced over again. This time, the photos, also nude, were of a young woman who you also recognize as a frequent patron of the library. Is it this one over here? Although none of these people know you or the images you've seen, you try to avoid looking or speaking to any of them now, reasoning that you've already unwillingly involved yourself in something. Oh, there was someone right there. This guy's always studying in the library. At closing time, the surprisingly intimate final stretch of your late shifts, he's frequently the last patron to leave. A more single, more desperate Mara would probably have tried to learn about him by now. But since your heart belongs to Adam, his pondersome face and unhurried perusal will barely register. Wonder how long her heart's going to belong to Adam. You've spent much of the school year at this computer, and now consider it a choice spot to work on your writing. Make no mistake, you still waste plenty of hours on your messaging, falling down mind-numbing internet rabbit holes, and browsing risky forums where horrible images can pop up at a moment's notice. You do not want to make yourself known to these students. It's better this way. You'd rather keep the mystery of the studious patron alive. Why talk to him and spoil an image so peaceful? I mean, we're Mara Whitefish. We gotta get on the computer. You'd better talk to Jana, your boss, before you sit down at the computer. You're technically supposed to be working this morning. Alright, I guess not. But one day, you do not wish to fraternize with the patrons. You take your position here quite seriously. Besides, you're pretty sure you saw some nude photos of this girl by accident once, and those would somehow be the first words out of your idiot mouth if you ever spoke to her. Well, I was right, it was her. Hi, Brittany. Morning, Mara. What are you up to today? Oh, some really stimulating shelf work, I'm sure. It's true, these are exciting times at the library. You feel guilty for being sarcastic when Brittany so clearly means it. Have you checked out the free book cart by the entrance? I added a bunch of stuff this morning. Yeah, I actually found something cool in there. Awesome. Which book did you find? I don't remember the title. It was interesting, though, and it crumbled in my hands after I opened it. That doesn't really narrow it down. Well, I'm tasked with carrying its knowledge now. I mean, you could say it was about anarchism. Wonderful news. Keep it safe. By the way, Mara, I'm restarting my daily book curation project soon. I know finding books can be overwhelming, so I'll be offering a fresh recommendation every day. Cool. I'm afraid my first pick isn't ready yet, but come back tomorrow if you want to see what I'm offering. Will do. You're waiting for a good opportunity to catch this guy's name before you start a conversation with him. You're so sure you'll get caught not knowing it one day, outing you to the whole staff as the coward you are. I don't say anyone's names when I'm talking to them. You can talk to people without saying their names. And it's not even that I forgot people's names. I just don't really say names. I basically only say someone's name if I'm calling for them or referring to them to someone else. Mara, good morning. Damn, that is not what I expected her to look like. Those are the tiniest eyes of all time. Also, she kind of looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo if he had, I guess, long hair and glasses. Hi, Jonna. You'll be happy to know I had a good night's sleep. Thank goodness for that. You know, you need more sleep than you think you need. I know. How can you know that when you think you know how much you need? I'm already mentally inflating what I think I need. Well, you need more than that. That's just not possible. I'm afraid I've got quite a stack for you today. We're doing some spring cleaning on top of giving campus tours all weekend. Ah! This is bad news. The morning downtime is one of your $8 per hour job's greatest perks. You're needed so infrequently that you've grown to depend on it. You'd planned to finish writing your paper for Walsh's class this morning. A large cataloging job will tie you up for hours, making a seamless jump from work to the classroom impossible. Come over here. I'll show you the damage. She's just staring like I'm going to die. This is only the first cart. I've got more in the back. When's the last time these books saw the light? Shouldn't we be getting rid of them? They're all pretty old, it's true. Pulled a lot of them for donation, but most of these books are still germane to our programming. I'll be here. I'll be by the entrance if you have any questions. Thanks, Mara. You know logically, and at least somewhat in practice, that you shouldn't be repelled by ancient texts. You're here to study the classics after all. Still, there's something viscerally dull about dusty old books. As objects, they stir nothing in you. They can't compete with the potency of the now. Even the most mundane new works can invoke the flutter of life, while these objects sit dead, inert, a reminder of decay. You wonder if Jonna would accept any reasonable excuse to beg off from this assignment. It would have to be a pretty good one. You scan the volumes of dusty old books you've been tasked with organizing. There is absolutely nothing of interest here. It will easily take you the whole morning to shelve these books. It's clear to you that this is a waste of time. If only you could convince Jonna of that. You really don't want to sort these books. There must be some way to convince Jonna they don't need to be sorted today. Okay. I already forgot if I clicked this. Oh, right, yeah. I did click it. Okay. I hate disappointing Jonna, but sometimes my life demands it. What can I say? I don't know. Do I just talk to her? Oh. Maybe you know his name? I don't know why you would, but... Oh, yes, I know Theo. Okay. He's a sweet young man. Asks a lot of questions. There's a hint of exhaustion in Jana's voice. Do you happen to know his full name? I'm trying to know it without asking him. I'm afraid not, but he's so involved it sucks. His name must show up often. What about his checkout history? Would his name be listed there? Goodness, Mara, that's confidential information. It's cool, I already know all the embarrassing stuff he reads. Sorry, I can't help. You'll have to find a more public database for your social conundrums. You're a lovely young woman, dear. Perhaps a little avoidant of carbs, of criticism. I'm not familiar with Daniel. Does he come to the library much? Yeah, all the time. To be fair, you're far more conscious of Daniel's presence in the library than the average person. You don't want to be caught in an unflattering hunch when he walks by, especially if he's with friends. Well, be sure to introduce us next time. Rosetta is quite the mover and shaker. She's in here often, perusing our collections. I can't imagine you know this person. I know you've mentioned your boyfriend before. You should bring him in next time he visits. I hate to talk about myself, but if you've heard anything good, I'm sure it's true. What do you want to know? I've lived here my whole life. How does it compare to the rest of the whole world? Mara, how could I possibly answer that if I've never lived anywhere else? Oh, right. That said, I'm pretty sure it's the best place on Earth. I've been so busy lately, I can't remember the last movie I've seen. Let me think. Oh, I saw this one called The Family Man, Nicolas Cage. Is that the one where he wakes up and suddenly has a wife and kids? Yes, it's sweet. Did you see it? Nah, I don't really like those movies with invisible overnight magic. Invisible overnight magic? Yeah, like the magic isn't represented by an image or a practitioner of magic or a world where magic is established. It's usually just some cheap sound effect in the score, like a sparkle. A sparkle? Yeah, like when Nicolas Cage goes to bed, do you hear a little sparkle in the music to let you know his life has changed? I don't remember. It's probably how they did it. I hate that. Where did the magic come from? A higher moral power? God? So the audience needs to accept the existence of God to accept the premise. Yeah, I don't like that. I wouldn't say you need to accept it, maybe just not be overtly hostile to it. Yeah, I don't like that. There must be a lot of art you don't like then. There certainly is. Why, just yesterday Always nice talking to you, Mara. Surprised she's not like, aren't you supposed to be doing something? So I actually had an idea. Yes? About sorting the books, I mean. Oh, how exciting. I'm always asking student workers to bring me their ideas, but none of them ever do. I would love to hear what you have in mind. Thank you. So, how do you want the books to be cataloged? The thing is, that expression, that pose. The thing is, I don't. And I got the idea straight from the library itself, from the works of Peter Kropotkin. Peter Kropotkin. Oh, I'm sorry. Kropotkin. The anarchist? I've never even... Oh, and Wow, I messed up that whole name. I'm sorry. Pyotr Kropotkin. The anarchist? Well, either way, I've never heard of him. So you've read him. It's been a long time, I'll admit. But what does this have to do with the library? She read like one page. Jana, let me ask you something. Say you're at a dinner party with a big group of people. Okay? When the meal's over and it's time to clean up, do you instinctively help gather up the dishes? Oh, I'm sorry, Mara. You read one page and you got this much from it? I'm honestly impressed. I mean, you got like the most basic introductory possible thing. You know, it didn't even really... I mean, it explained a tiny bit, but not that much. Why, sure. Then you may already be an anarchist. I don't think you have the knowledge to declare that. It's intrinsic in all of us, you see, to contribute to society, free of hierarchical bounds. Is the Dewey Decimal System a hierarchical bound? I mean, sure, it helps people find a book, but does it help them find a book? There are hundreds of fascinating works on these shelves, each collecting dust in their appointed place. Books just waiting to blow some student's mind. I agree with you there, but it's up to the librarian to guide them to the right book. Again, with the hierarchies, students are perfectly capable of motivating themselves to learn. In the wake of this declaration, something appears to shift behind Jana's eyes. It's as if some previously dormant sentiment, some forgotten dream, has been reignited. Well, Mara, if you have an alternative in mind, I suppose we don't need to sort those books. Great. Thanks, Jana. I won't take up any more of your time. I cannot believe that worked. I'm sorry, girl. What? How did that work? Jana, you'll bring me your proposal then, I trust? Your plan for restructuring the main stacks? I imagine you're looking for a self-managed approach. Yes. Great. Well, why don't you get started on that while the library is still quiet? We will have to deal with the books soon, of course. Can you present it to me tomorrow? Sure thing. Perfect. That should be plenty of time to organize what you've obviously considered so thoroughly already. Got her. Should be. Great. Thanks, Mara. Glad to see you taking the initiative like this. What on earth have you gotten yourself into? This is going to be way more work than sorting those books would have been. That's what I'm saying. Your stomach churns with the thought of letting Jana down with such a cheap scheme. You're going to have to see this through, somehow. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Well, you are in school after all. It's just a matter of time before you get an assignment right. All of your writing projects will appear here, along with all the information you'll need to submit them. You can access this menu anytime by clicking the pen and paper in the icon bar. More on this later, when it's time to write. For now, it'll be pushed to the jumble at the back of your mind where all non-urgent matters go. Okay. Anyway, it seems you have the morning free. You can finally get online and prepare your schoolwork. In no particular order. I always love seeing the animation of her. Like, I love when the art, especially, like, sorry, when the sprites especially get to be large, because obviously that means more detail, and I love seeing her animations. Meredith Gran is just so good. Okay. Also, I love that background, very Y2K. You power on the iMac and log into your student account. Though a novel and coveted device just a few years ago, this computer has grown creaky with repeat use. But for your uses, writing and printing, email, messaging, and browsing the web, it does just fine. I have to say, this is making me think, like, how cool would it be to have one of these retro monitors, I guess? I don't know. I never had an iMac. Is the computer in the monitor? I'm guessing not. But I don't know. I'm guessing this is just a monitor. But anyway, how cool would that be to have, even in the modern day? I think it'd be fun. Okay. Can't click. Oh! Ooh, okay, I didn't... Let me do that again. It's you, Mara Whitefish. You're 18 years old, you want to be a writer. And according to at least one emotionally high-maintenance professor, you should already be calling yourself one. You're attending university in the city. You have a boyfriend named Adam, who lives 2 states away. How did they even meet? You don't see each other in person very often, but when you do, you more than make up for the time apart. That's right, you have sex with him. Not a huge deal. You grew up on a small, semi-remote island where you lived until about a year and a half ago. The city and the mainland from which you commute still hold such fresh promise to you. You have not been back to perfect tides since you left. Damn, really? Also, I feel like that I should have clicked on her before I clicked on anything else in the game, but, you know, I don't really know what I'm doing. Alta Vista? I don't know. Do you have time for web browsing this morning after a quick calculation of whether you deserve this? And I do. You navigate to the Blowtorch Media blog, your go-to authority on pop culture and media. You quickly scan the week's album reviews to see if any new releases have garnered the coveted 1000% rating or even a close contender in the 900 plus area. These albums tend to be of great cultural and historic significance to the people who read the Blowtorch review blog. Unfortunately, there are no new classics this week, but a couple of reviews in the 800 range catch your eye, and records of this caliber rarely let you down. You'll have to download some new music at home. Better make a note of it. Music. That's definitely a topic in my mind. Well, honestly, we have a decent overlap on her topics and my topics. You'd better get back to the things you actually meant to do on the computer. You could sit here and read about albums you don't intend to listen to all day. Okay, and then what's doing this do? I mean, we should learn about anarchism if we're gonna freaking write a paper on it. The top result for anarchism is a Usenet forum that claims to have been in operation in some form since the 1980s. You'd hope to find a concise primer in political theory or at least a rundown of best community practices, but the latest active threads all seem to involve one of the forum's top moderators, the accusations against him, and the naming and shaming of his many defenders. Finding it all indecipherable, you abandon your search. Like, man, remember when forums were popular? I mean, I know they still exist, but like, I feel like it was different at that time. Imagine you just type into the search, the city. How the hell would anything come up? A search for the city yields an official government website, which links to many subpages providing information about municipal services, urban planning, tourism, and news straight from the mayor's office. But all of this appears minuscule next to a splash page memorial of the infamous 2001 terror attack on the city's financial center. Okay, why do we not just say New York City? I mean, at that point, which claimed nearly 3,000 American lives. You do not seek out information about this event, which happened a year before you came to the city. In real-life discussion, the topic has become so charged, too often leading into weepy patriotic refrains and hysterical warmongering, that you immediately regret its conjuring. Online, the discussion ranges from crazed, racist conjecture to total ironic detachment and mockery of Lee Greenwood and the Crying Eagle. What? Occasionally, the line between these two sides can blur. It's sad to you that such a massive loss of life cannot simply be mourned, nor can the why of it all be soberly evaluated. You resent the older generations who offered you the meager choice to either tune out or be consumed by the madness of the age. Fuck this shit. Just type movies. The top result is the website Movie Phone, which provides, in addition to the aforementioned hotline, reviews, box office insights, and showtimes. The current top-grossing film is the comedy Anger Management starring Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson, which enjoyed a record-shattering $42 million in revenue on the week of its debut. Even though I don't even know what that movie is, but I love that she uses real movies and pop culture stuff in the game. I don't know, it's just unusual in games, I feel like, and it's just nice to touch. Just type in music, search. There is much buzz on the internet about MP3s and their impact on the music industry. In recent years, record labels have been at war with the various peer-to-peer networks that freely distribute their tracks. As of this month, the American technology company Apple has opened a digital marketplace for MP3s. Damn! iTunes just opened in this month, selling files legally for 99 cents a piece. You personally expect to stick to piracy, which is effortless, endlessly portable, and at a price that can't be beat. Kind of random, but I'm like, we can search people? I guess. Indeed, okay. Much to your relief, there's almost no evidence of your online activity, at least when attached to your real name. A lot of your online communities over the years have disappeared on their own, and to see the rest of your posting trail, somebody would need to know the many and varied usernames you've taken over the years. I remember all the ones that I had. Good riddance to bad rubbish. If Daniel uses his real name online, it's impossible to know. His name is so common and your results are so abundant that you can never find him this way. That's true. The DD. Rosetta Welch. A search for Rosetta immediately produces a link to her portfolio website, which is extensive and well-designed. Directly below this result, you find no less than 3 local news articles documenting shows in which Rosetta has participated and profiling her as an artist. You fear you'll begin to spiral into agony if you look at this for so long. And so, miraculously, you don't. I'm just gonna search Theo something. I'm sure something helpful is gonna come up. It's a shot in the dark, but why not? You type Theo sucks into the search engine. You only sort of mean that. Well, look at that! Theo has a web presence. He was interviewed for the Sucks website last year as part of an incoming student spotlight. It's an awesome school, says freshman Theo Newman, who is part of the university's creative writing program. I'm here 3 weeks and I've already made at least 15 friends. Newman. Sheesh. Well, that was useful. I'm not done though. Almost done. Hearing that Newman, I just think of Seinfeld. Searching for Adam leads to the website of the Small Scribe Festival, a yearly event he would help organize through his university. The event in 2001, his last before graduating, was actually where you met him. Oh! It was a showcase of hot and upcoming authors and passed by in a blur. You ended up spending most of the weekend touring the campus with Adam, watching him meticulously arrange AV equipment while you yammered about your dreams. You even showed him some of the work you'd brought, pieces you were ultimately too scared to submit for competition. He read them in silence next to you. You have rarely felt so exposed. At the same time, your words have never felt so powerful. Watching Adam read in admiration and delight, seeing the changes in his manner with every beat of prose, it's as if you'd offered him a map and he was charting the shape of your heart as no one ever had. Your goodbye was so urgent. You found him during the closing ceremonies, taking inventory in a half-lit corridor. You asked if he wanted to kiss you. Damn, very forward of Mara. Good job. The surging applause of the festival crowd was muted in the clutch of his embrace. There was so little time to make sense of it. Before you knew it, Adam was living and working back home, 300 miles away. You decided to commit yourself to him, to take a chance on real love, however distant and drawn. Gotta say, it's quite the difference from Jason. I can see why she likes Adam, but also I don't know if it's gonna work out. Jana's name produces exactly one result: the library staff page on the Sucks website, which provides a description of her current and previous jobs alongside a competent-looking photo of Jana. Okay. We're good on the searches, at least. What? I wasn't clicking her name. Get me out. How do I get out? Okay, but... Oh, okay, there we go. Just like, let me out. Goodness. Okay. Along with your home computer, this is where you get most of your writing done. Right now, your most pressing assignment is a paper you've already begun, but you don't have a copy on this computer yet. Oh, come... Oh, okay. You sent the file to yourself yesterday, so it should be in your email box. I was about to kill somebody. None of your top shelf chat buddies are online right now, just a bunch of secondary and non-recurring characters. At any rate, you're working on stolen time. You probably shouldn't chat the morning away. I mean, I figured we probably shouldn't do that, but that's why I did it. I was like, writing is probably gonna end this sequence. Her email is mfish@sucks.edu. You sent this email to yourself yesterday. Your paper for class is attached. Your paper is still a jumbled collection of ideas with no real editing, but coming back to it today, it's better than you thought it would be. This is the perfect opportunity to reorganize your thoughts. Time to start writing. Since this is your first time, let's do it together. Whenever you're at a computer, you can work on any of your assignments from this list. It's due today, and you're desperately trying not to think about the proposal, so let's focus on city life in media. Okay. Sorry, I'm like trying with the controller. Okay, I guess I have to do it this way. For Walsh's class, write about portrayals of life in the city as reflected in contemporary media, an assignment you've already begun. Let's select our assignment before we check out the topics. Okay. For each assignment, you'll draw from one primary and one secondary topic. For your primary topic, it's generally a good idea to stay relevant to the assignment, unless I really want to go off the rails. Yes, well, take it easy with that. Not all assignments will have a clear primary topic, but when they do, your knowledge of that topic is the basis for a good paper. For instance, for your paper on city life and media, you should probably choose the city as your primary topic, unless you really want to confuse your professor. That can be pretty funny. Ah yes, you're quite the puppet master, aren't you, Mara? When your writing is poorly received, it's because you intended it that way, yes? I was just joking about writing something bad. It fell right into my trap. Anyway, let's select our primary topic. Hey, what's that rotating shape? Why, the contents of your brain, of course. I thought the contents of my brain were scrambled eggs. Well, it mostly is, but we're working on that. Every topic in your brain has the chance to be developed. As you further your understanding of a topic, its shape will change. And that number in the lower left corner will go up. Exactly. When in doubt, using at least one well-developed topic can add a lot of flavor to your work. Got it. So complex ideas are better to write with than underdeveloped ones. But what if all my ideas are underdeveloped? Then clearly you haven't been reading, conversing, or experiencing life. All ideas will inevitably develop if you explore the world around you. But my papers due immediately and I don't have time to experience any more life. That's frustrating, isn't it? On any given day, you will need to choose between collecting more ideas and delivering your work on time. It's on you to make the most of each day while accepting the necessary compromises. So you're saying I can't have absolutely everything and no answers are concretely right or wrong? This sucks. And it will continue sucking with ever-growing urgency until death's sweet embrace. Let's finish picking our primary topic now, shall we? Okay. For Walsh's class? Yeah. Okay, now my secondary topic. Hey, my topic changed color. That means you've already used it for this paper. Don't worry, it'll be available when you work on your next assignment. So I can reuse subjects in my writing? Sure, why not? All writers ruminate on the same themes. Just don't lean on any one topic too much. You're still finding your creative voice after all. Okay, now that you have your primary writing topic, the fun begins. It's time to combine it with a secondary topic of your choosing. This can be anything you'd like. Anything? I'm on a deadline here. You can always take the safe route and stay relevant. For city life and media, that would mean selecting a media-related topic. Do you see anything like that here? Obviously, I know how writing works, and I'm a amateur writer in my own way. I have my blog where I write about video games, and in general, my life, I've been good at writing and things related to that. But it's interesting to think of writing as like, choose a primary topic and choose a secondary topic, because it's such a simple equation, and it is kind of the way you come up with ideas for, essays and theses and things like that. But I just never thought of it, I don't know, so simply. And I'm like, huh, that's actually really good. Okay. My God, my cat somehow got into my closed closet, got his claws stuck and was screaming and hissing. Oh, okay. On to our secondary topic. Although, I seem to be more interested in music, so. Nice. Music is a big part of your life, and you're always finding inspiration for your writing there. All right, let's finish this paper. Well, this isn't bad. Considering you almost lost this time to senseless library work, you certainly made the most of it. After a quick read-through, you're satisfied with the paper. You are now ready to print. Alright, and then you send your file to the library printer. Once it comes out, you staple it together and take it with you. Well done, you finished your assignment in time for class. There's a good student in you yet. One paper is about all you have time for today. Besides, your brain needs a break. Now we gotta write about anarchism tomorrow. Shortly after you finish your tasks, the library fills with students. You are kept busy for the rest of the morning with shelving, tech questions, and checkouts. I'm just testing buttons. It's your homework assignment for Walsh's class. Don't forget to hand it in. Okay. Well, actually, this is probably it. Behind the door is one of the many standard humanities classrooms at Sucks. So far, you've had 2 classes in here. Jemima Walsh's Media Studies and Art History 1, taught by an irritable, long-haired man whose name you've already forgotten. Well, looks like he came. Media studies class begins the way it usually does, with you arriving early, claiming your unsought after desk up front, and wondering anxiously if Daniel will show up. He does, and then another wave of concern washes over you. Your performance in this class is oddly staked upon both Daniel and Walsh's approval. You've never had a teacher you wanted to impress more. At the same time, Daniel's your only classmate who questions the educators that sucks in a way that seems pointed and not queerly individualized. Walsh, in light of this, is a formidable opponent. Even as Daniel pokes at the bases of her ideas, you can't help but see them for their gold. She seems unfazed by even his harshest interrogations. Why not show it then? Why does so much have to be artfully implied? Daniel, we all know you want to see more boobies. Fresh off a screening of the film adaptation 2002, you've been discussing the outside demands, both recognizable and hidden, imposed on a writer as they craft a work for an audience. Now wait, Daniel may have a point. Why indeed? Whether it's books, TV, film, when the sex begins, the scene ends. We skip ahead to the aftermath. Why? Content restrictions. Well, sure, the media channel provides the budget and the distribution, and in turn we fit their standards. But what about authors and directors who make this choice, commit this act of self-censorship, regardless of their constraints? I mean, sometimes it's about the story. You don't show things that aren't serving the story. I'm talking about films and novels for adults. Don't these too shy away from graphic or even artful depiction? And what about students? Free as they are to express such things, they often write very conservatively. Well, if it's for class, might be embarrassment. We just don't want to give you our best material, Walsh. Clearly not. Hey, my question stands. Is it possible that both artist and audience have trained their expectations? And with the proliferation of media in our lives, does that not affect how we engage with reality? Indeed. I feel like we're seeing that again now in the modern time, as we will see things in general in life and history repeat over and over again. Well, with people now again being very obsessed with sort of Puritanism, things need to be very clean. Otherwise they freak out. Wake up, guys! I'll put it another way. When it comes to the primal act in question, writers seemingly only want to concern themselves with the events leading up to the consummation, and then its aftermath. I posit that in turn, this is how we start to view sex in our lives. A sort of blackout moment, a temporary loss of perception. We come to see intimacy as an inscrutable obstacle on an otherwise smooth narrative track, as something stories can only guide us toward. The rest is up to us. Can art not offer comfort and catharsis around sex, much as it does for topics like faith, struggle, and death? I mean, maybe it's not a useful part of the story. It's in bad taste, pornographic. What do we think? Like, well, sometimes, yeah, the story involves pornographic elements, and that's it. Sometimes there's no story, and that's just there for the pornography. Mara, do you agree? Is sex a useful part of storytelling or merely pornographic? I mean, it could be both, it could be neither. Well, the options are too binary, and I mean, I'm non-binary. Hard to choose one. I mean, genuinely, I don't think it's one or the other. I think it could be both, and I think it could be neither. But I'll go with useful. I think it's useful. There are things you can show rather than tell. What sort of things? Boobies. Mara, what sort of things? Well, like, what if there's shame involved? Or inexperience? Something you want to tell us, Mara? No? Fuck off. Daniel has some nerve. You know for a fact he has less experience than you. Guys, please. Now, Mara, I'm not trying to single you out here. I think you're onto something. The pressure to perform, and perhaps more urgently, to report on our success, is all around us. Who can claim to be immune? I mean, literally what's happening right now. For your next essay, I want you all to think about the universality of desire, the ways and reasons we tend to suppress it, and what can be communicated in character, theme, and beyond through its expression. I'm horny. Please use any media you wish to flesh out your case. It will be due next class. Okay, universal desire. For Walsh's class, write about the expression of desire across media. I didn't finish, but see y'all in 2 days. Also, I'm like, Daniel, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me. Sex is a topic. Well, it's relevant. Walsh has never employed the whiteboard or note-taking of any sort in her lessons. Perhaps that's because they're so inherently broad and engaging. You can't help but absorb what she's saying. On the other hand, a missed class feels like an entirely vanished experience, never to be recovered. You sometimes wish there were more words worth writing down, more for you to keep. I've recently started taking notes just on whatever in my life that I find interesting or I want to remember or whatever, and using the Obsidian app, which lets you connect ideas in ways that you might not have thought of on your own. And I haven't taken notes in such a long time. I mean, I feel like the last time I took notes, it was in school, really. And it's actually really fun to take notes when it's about things that you are interested in. I'm having fun doing it, and I think everyone should try it. It could be about literally whatever. It can be about media you're reading, watching, listening to. It can be about something someone said to you in a conversation that sparked an interest. It can be about something you looked up on Wikipedia and then went down a rabbit hole. The space resembles every humanities classroom you've seen at Sucks. The only thing notable about this particular room is the distinct smell of bagels and fried potatoes from the alleyway below. This is where you usually sit in Walsh's class. Although these circular desk arrangements mostly tamp down on a student's ability to hide, and conversely sit up front, you still feel this is the best place to get a word in when a subject interests you. You don't like to sit at any of these desks. They're too visible while simultaneously doing nothing to distinguish you. The floors at Sucks are far better maintained than the ones at Belta High. This was, to your dismay, the first observation you heard from Mom during your tour of the campus. Jemima Walsh, age indiscernible, is an accomplished poet, playwright, novelist, and occasional screenwriter. She lives in the city and is your favorite teacher at Sucks. You find that Walsh's philosophies massively influence the way you write, act, and even think. Her presence would almost seem invasive if not for your desperate wish to emulate what she's achieved. The instructor's desk is used so rarely that you wonder why the classroom even needs one. With the endless cycling of people, it would be hopeless to store or organize class materials in its drawers. Your guess is that the desk allows for some form of hierarchy, at least the appearance of one, between student and professor. It's also a handy place to lean one's ass while giving a lecture, which is what she does. Okay. Good class today. Thanks. Sure thing. Did you hand in your paper yet? Oh my god, I'm so glad you said that. I completely forgot. Oh, right. Girl. Oh my god, I definitely forgot. Here's mine. Alright, I look forward to reading it. I hope you won't let your peers discourage you, Mara. Much to your distraction, you like to hear Walsh address you by name. So few of your professors, let alone your favorite ones, ever do. Haha, okay. It's not always easy to say what's on your mind in front of the class. Thanks. I've been trying to have my own opinions. Ignore the popular consensus. It's good to form your own thoughts, yes. Though I wouldn't discount what others say. The consensus can help inform the topics you write about. Your knowledge and your writing will grow richer if you can see a topic from many perspectives. Even low-quality perspectives? Just keep it in mind. See you in 2 days. Okay, bye. Well, I don't really understand this because it's like, it can't be her contact list because I don't have these people's phone numbers, obviously. You were saying something about the city the other day, and I wondered if we could talk about that some more. Oh, what was it? Remember how you said the city's all cleaned up now, how it's a totally different landscape? Oh, yes. Did that bother you? Well, I just got here, and now I'm wondering if I'm in the right place. Oh, Mara, please don't take it that way. I grew up here. We can't have the same lives, you and I. A place is always changing. That's inevitable, and just as inevitable are the complaints of its residents. Haha. That's how you'll know you're really dug in somewhere, when you know it well enough that it becomes unrecognizable. Has anything stayed the same since you were young? A lot of things are the same. There's real history here. Things I once took for granted that I love now. You ever feel that way about your home? I don't know. I haven't gone back in a while. Too many bad memories, I guess. Ah. Well, the city isn't the only place with a history, with significance. For me it is. It feels like my life has begun since I got here. It's nice to feel that way. I hope you make some good memories here. They might even help you make sense of the bad ones. Well, look at that. You learned something. Anytime a conversation or experience adds to your knowledge, your level in that topic will rise and the shape of your understanding will change. Some of these shapes get pretty gnarly, eh? Collect them all. It's a really interesting mechanic. I like it. See any good films lately? Let's see. I saw a terrific one last week. City of God? Oh man. I've meant to see that movie for a really long time now. Just spectacular, not to be missed. Oh yes, from 2002, right? Would you say it's one of your picks for the year? It's not by anything, I just enjoyed it. I just mean, how does it rank? I don't like to rank or categorize works of art. They're already commodified enough. But I'd never know what art to pay attention to if someone didn't rank it. What's the alternative? Having conversations like these, I suppose. Conversation trails off after this. You both seem to be similarly exhausted by it. She looks pissed. Nice try, Mara. No student has roped me into a conversation about anarchy since the early 90s. Okay, she's just not having it. I feel like she could have had something useful to say about it, but okay. I bet you think I'm only into the oldies. You'd be dead wrong. Yeah? What new music do you like? Have you heard Alicia Keys? Girl, I was literally just listening to her today. That woman has talent. Yeah, that album came out like 2 years ago. Huh, well, in my defense, 2 years is not that long ago when you're my age. Just trying to keep you honest, Walsh. How deep into the topic of sex am I supposed to get for this paper? I wouldn't get terribly personal if that's what you mean. You can paint in broad strokes. That's sort of a problem for me. I tend to get terribly personal. The truth about my life always comes out. That's definitely Meredith Gran talking. Details about your life don't always reflect the truth. At least, not the truth you might have intended. So be careful with that. Righto. I want to write like her, like this, so much. Like, I just love the way she writes. It's so interesting. We have a lot of people to talk about. You're a pleasure to have in this class. You mean it? Well, yes, but you're also interrogating me about my opinion of you. Do you expect me to say something rude? So you don't mean it. Here's an exercise for you. Take people at their word unless they've proven themselves to be liars. Most people are either telling the truth or trying to destroy my life. Sparing you embarrassment. Oh, give it a shot, Missy. Daniel's a brilliant student, though I'll never let him steer the class in the direction he'd like. Yeah, I won't tell him you said that. Pfft, please, I tell him that every day. Tell him as much as you'd like. Give him a whole box of that information with a bow on top. Oh yes, I've had Rosetta in class before. She's a very driven young woman. Would you say she's more driven than me? Mara, you know I won't give you anything if you ask me to compare my students. Just between you and me, I won't tell anyone your answer. I'm certain you won't because I won't give you an answer. I mean, really, like, what kind of question is that to ask? She's obviously not going to say anything. You've mentioned your boyfriend before. Sorry to say I've never met him. Can I bring him around next time he visits? Sure, why don't you do that? Huh, I bet after all this time you're wondering if he really exists or not. No, I can assure you I spend very little time wondering whether your boyfriend exists or not. Goes to show Mara, no one is thinking about her as much as she's thinking about herself. I love Jana, always so helpful. A bit of a nervous Purvis, though. Is Purvis just a rhyme, or is that actually a word? Sorry, I've never had that student. But Theo said he took one of your classes over the summer. Nope, don't remember. Wow. I believe you, though. It's just unusual I forget a student so quickly. No, I think I get it. Huh, uh-oh. I'm like, did we not get the right last name? I'm nobody to write home about, really. Okay, I think. Alright, I don't think I looked. I mean, I think I looked at everything here. I do think I looked at everything. Are we ever going to talk to that guy? Nope. See you later, Mara. By the way, Mara, I'm restarting my daily book curation project soon. I know. Didn't we have this conversation? Okay. Can I discuss those topics with you? I feel like I must have discussed these things with her. Didn't I? Oh, yes, Jem is sweet. She usually comes in here to peruse the archives for her research. I mean, I know we didn't discuss her because she's new, but everyone else I'm like... Oh, yes, I know Theo. He's a nice young man. Asks a lot of questions. There's a hint of exhaustion in... Okay, wait, yeah. Okay, so maybe I did ask everybody? Or everything? I'm not sure it's appropriate for us to discuss that. Right. Sorry. I mean, okay. I was just checking. We can actually go again. Okay, I'm just gonna go and type into the search engine sex. It would have been funny if her cheeks turned red. The results are exactly what you'd expect, you fool. You close the browser window immediately. Okay. Walsh's name shows up on both the faculty pages of the Sucks website and in numerous articles describing talks, interviews, and release events for her books. Walsh herself has a website, clearly designed by a professional, that uses Macromedia Flash to present her works in an animated, clickable slideshow. It's quite user-friendly if somewhat aesthetically generic. You lament that it's better than anything you could personally manage. Although little about Walsh's website has changed lately, your sense of her and how she sees you is excruciating to ponder. You wish you didn't run the risk of seeing her around school. You don't want her to perceive you at all, and yet you still have the urge to look for her. You're still waiting for some sign that she's fond of you, that she believes in you. You're not going to find that on her website. Alright. I'm assuming we can't write anymore. Alright. Oh, we could chat maybe? No. I have a party to get to, remember? Alright. And there we go. Well, it's just about time to get to that party. You should head to the dorm building. Except who is this? He's deeply absorbed in a phone text conversation, the printed digits on his buttons nearly invisible from use. How do you even see that? Okay, we know. I just want to see what's happening at night. Patio diners have reemerged in the spring season, bringing renewed life to this corner of the block. I'm assuming I still can't go in. Judging by the tone of their conversation, these two either hated the movie or are about to hate it. A box office attendant eagerly awaits your demands. I mean, I don't know about eagerly. It's not the pose of someone eager. You have neither time nor money for a movie right now. Better wait until you've got a free afternoon. Besides, this person doesn't look particularly interested in chatting. Okay, see, that's what I said. It's so funny how there's sprites of her at different sizes. We have the little most, least detailed, and then we have larger ones. The eyes are funny. Oh, you know what I just realized? In the first game, we never even really saw her left eye. But we actually can now. These two are probably students living at the Sucks dorm building. You do not recognize them. I wonder if we're going to see Lily or any of our other peeps from the first game. Weird O'Malley's is always popular at night, with crowds of smokers often spilling out to the building's entrance. There's always someone hanging outside the liquor store. You can't begin to dream of the reason. I really love how you can see even like, I'm not going to go all the way up, but you can see these people talking and stuff like the city is alive. I can't see nothing. Okay. This kind of looks like Lily. These lines of people are not atypical at Papaya Hog, which is especially popular at night. I know I can go that way, but I haven't. Now I'm like, should I have? I know I have to go to a party, but... What is this? Given the otherwise total lack of landscaping, you suspect these trees began life as particularly adamant weeds. Temporary barriers obscure much of the work being done here. Peering through a diamond-shaped window, you are able to see the tremendous footprint of a new building. A massive cat excavator sits idle among the rubble. It appears to be digging out the basement for some new construction. Some of the hardiest varieties of flora manage to grow straight through the asphalt here, in total defiance of the landscape's hostility. Their presence reminds you of that one Tupac Shakur poem about the rose that grew from concrete, itself an ode to beauty from destitution. In reality, a rose, or any show-stopping plant variety, tends to be finicky about its growing conditions. It's also unlikely that a single flower stem would bloom in isolation the way it's so often seen in a vase. But that's enough about that. Can we go now? The pavement here is badly cracked, having endured decades of heavy foot traffic, flooding, and bouncing basketballs. This wall is meant to be a temporary barrier while construction is underway, but it has been here for so long and carries so much evidence of humanity that you struggle to imagine the waterfront without it. From within its crowded blocks, it's easy to forget that open sky and vast horizons stretch beyond the city. This view is your sole reminder. I'm trying to just look right at the moon. No. These logs are smoothed down to perfection by years of heavy use. When they're not covered in abandoned takeout containers, they can be a relaxing place to sit. Oh, right, I forgot we could, like, I guess talk to ourselves. I hate disappointing Jana, but sometimes my life demands it. What can I say? Actually, did we do the boyfriend? I don't remember. Adam and I have been dating for about a year now. I haven't been able to visit him since winter break. Okay, yeah, we did. We did do him. I wish Theo wasn't so exhausting. I like him a lot apart from that. I feel like, isn't that kind of entwined with who he is? Kind of hurts when Walsh doesn't notice me. I don't know how else to describe it. Sex is simply a part of my life now. It's hard to believe it was once a big deal. At 18 years old, Mara. Grown up. Grown up. Wow, it is very silent here. Yes? I'm here to see someone. I'm an invited guest. Of whom? Theo Newman? Newman? Huh. Let me see. Yes, I've got you here. Mara, right? Yep. Pleased to meet you. Uh-huh. You know the rules upstairs? I'm trying to. Okay, no sir, but I'd like to. Don't get cute now. No alcohol, no smoking, no pets, no overnights, no loud music. Gotcha. And most importantly, see that entrance door? The one you walked in through? Mm-hmm. It locks at 11 p.m. You leave, you're out for good. Got it? Absolutely. Have a beautiful night. Already am, thanks to you. 11 p.m. It locks. Right. Oh yeah. I'm glad you locked because I forgot again. This is our view. Okay. Revelers in various states of inebriety crowd the halls of the dorm floor. And I know how to say inebriated. Inebriated. I've never heard the word like in that form, I guess. This is sure a way to show me stuff. I can't see what's happening. Various campus events are listed here, many of them already months past and dismal sounding. Still, you're jealous of the residents of this building for the instant community their shared occupancy grants them. Okay, I can go in there apparently. How big is this place? Wait. You met Theo last fall? Okay, yeah. Fish! You made it! It's me! Where's Daniel? Huh? I don't know. I figured you'd come together. You guys are inseparable. What? No, we're not. I'm just yanking your chain, Fish. So, is this your room? Yep. I've got a fire escape window, just fashioned a gravity bomb from a naked food juice bottle. Cool. Yeah, I'd invite you in, but, well, my guy Vince just went in there, and I don't want to bug him. I think he's with a girl. Oh. Do you think they're... Not sure. Your friend is banging a girl in your room? More of an acquaintance than a friend, really. And you don't want to bug him? I just want everyone to have a good time, you know? Confidentially, Vince is my hookup right now. Is that so? Yeah, so if you ever want to smoke the good shit, let me know. You are very interested in smoking the good shit. You haven't gotten high since winter break when you were offered. Also, by Theo. A heart-stopping pull from a bubbler shaped like Mr. Peanut. I will certainly do that, my friend. Enjoy the party, okay? This whole floor is pretty chilled out. I'm sure you'll find lots of cool peeps to talk to. Okay, I just want to lower the volume of the music a little bit. Just for me, because it's very loud. Okay. Okay. Let's... we have a bunch of topics, so... This is gonna be a lot. I don't remember if we even asked about her. Rosetta's cool. Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's talk about my boyfriend. Who's that? My boyfriend? Adam? Remember? Oh, of course, you know, I forget he exists sometimes. Well, he exists. We've been together for a year. No offense, Mara. Really, it's just I've never met him. I'm sure he's a great guy if you've chosen to date him for so long. Well, he is, and I have. Sorry. Forget it. It's pretty annoying how Theo never bothers to remember anything about Adam. It's like there's an entire chunk of your life in which he willingly pays no interest. Can you really be good friends without knowing or caring about the other person's love life? As far as you're concerned, you've been appropriately curious and sympathetic to every unrequited crush, rejection, and dating faux pas of Theo's. If he's bitter about the fact that you have something stable while he continues to strike out, he may as well say it. His supposed amnesia for your happiness is getting old fast. I was like, well, if he does have a crush on you, then that would be why. Not saying he's right for it, but... No offense to your boss, Fish, but she always seems so over-the-top busy when I need something. Maybe she's due to retire. I don't know if he'll say something different now. I'm an open book, Fish. What more could you want to know about me? Nothing, now that I think about it. Oh yeah, Walsh is great. I took her pre-college creative writing class over the summer. We didn't interact much, but I think my work spoke for itself. I was thinking of asking her to be my next job preference. Ooh, she don't even remember you exist. That would be quite an endorsement. Privately, you're annoyed that Theo had this idea before you, and that you won't possibly be able to ask Walsh for a recommendation yourself anytime soon. I mean, she doesn't even remember who he is, so I don't think he's getting it. Just saying. I haven't checked it out, but I hear good things. About anarchy? I think so. Should I get into it? I mean, sure. Good to keep an open mind. Cool. Always fun to explore new things. I'll let you know I like it. Have you ever even heard the word anarchy before? Because that was the weirdest response to that. Oh, I listen to everything. As deeply opinionated as you are on the topic of music, you can't bring yourself to engage with an answer as annoying as this. Cool, man. Nice. Yeah, I'm like, you listen to everything? Sure. The day I actually have sex, you'll be the first to know. I mean, the second one, obviously. Right. Haha, you're looking for drugs already? I guess? I don't have anything on me, sorry to say. I will in a week or two, though. Shit. Okay. I can get you something. What do you want? MJ, s'il vous plaît. How much? Don't you tell me how much? You're funny fish. How much weed do you want? Like half a pound? Is that a lot? That's really a lot. A couple ounces? How much is that? Like a takeout container's worth. A few $100s. Holy shit, what does 20 bucks get me? I gotcha, girl. You don't have to pay to smoke with me. You have never felt so desperately stupid in front of Theo. It would be best if you forgot about this exchange and you never bring it up again. Well, don't worry, girl. We have nothing else to say. I can't, yeah. I can go in here. This is such an interesting perspective. This kind of looks like that gay guy from the first game. I don't remember his name at all. Sorry, sir. Oh, wait. Is that someone I could talk to? No. You guys live here? Nope. You go to Sucks? Nope. You know anyone at this party at all? Well, alright. I'll leave you to it. She must have had fun in trying this. I'm trying to... Well, this guy looks cool. Wow, smoking allowed in here? Why? You gonna report me? Absolutely not. That's the furthest thing from my mind. I actually think your defiance of building policy is cool, so... You're a freshman? I am. How could you tell? Because you're saying all this stuff out loud. Oh, should I be keeping some of it to myself? Try keeping all of it to yourself until you know if it's a weird-ass thing to say or not. How am I supposed to know what's cool or weird to say if I never say any of it? That's a tough one, huh? You're in an advanced stage of weird and annoying that usually gets banged out in high school. It'll get harder to resolve with every year. Please, doctor, cure me. Have you tried having a loser-ass friend who you can try out all your dumb shit on? That's like basically all of my friends. Well, shit. Sounds like you're already in the leper colony. Not much we can do for you. No, wait. At least you have your people, right? You're my only hope. Please. What? God damn it. Okay. Just vanished and out of existence, apparently. What is going on in here? You feel totally comfortable peering around this room. Whoever lives here keeps things breezy and casual, never sweating the mess. You've never longed for your own little room in the city so much. You're certain this is the sort of atmosphere you curate. I really like this perspective. It's fun. The stoner kids are all eagerly watching, waiting for the bong to be lit. Well, it appears I found the fun room. The stoner kids' reactions range from a nervous but clearly overgenerous chuckle to outright sneers. Sorry, I wasn't trying to, join you or anything. I know weed's expensive, and besides, my boyfriend won't let me. It's not that he won't let me, that's not what I mean. We're both adults here, but I know it upsets him, and why would I upset him on purpose? Of course, I don't quite understand why it upsets him. It's not like being high makes me do reckless things or want to cheat on him or some shit like that. It's just fun, and it stimulates my brain and makes me feel more social and makes food taste good, and fuck, you really want to do it. Okay, well, I'll leave you guys alone. Unless... So getting high makes you wanna slut it up on your boyfriend? Or no? No! Wow. Fuck you guys. You don't even know me. No thanks. You've already thoroughly embarrassed yourself in front of the highest people at this party. Okay. That was a conversation. Oh wait, I spoke to them. Where'd you guys get the beer? We brought it. Nice, nice. Having trouble finding beer in the city? Of course not. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? No, I'm tripping over opportunities. Always boozing it up with my buddies. I was just curious about that particular brand is all. It piqued my interest. This? Yeah. Is it good? It's Coors. From their unimpressed tone and a lifetime of passive TV consumption, you reason this may in fact be the most ubiquitous beer of all time. You'd better deploy the parachute. I'm more of a wine person myself. That's the parachute? Oh yeah? Which variety of wine do you like? Cold, mostly. But I'll take it anyway, which way, if there's no ice around. The group returns to its conversation. It seems you have been ejected. Yeah, I'm like, sorry to say you failed. Oh. I thought maybe if I spoke to the other person. Okay. Oh, wait, this is the... Oh, that's probably the bathroom. When you push on the dorm bathroom door, you feel the soft but insistent pressure of another human blocking your ingress. Since you had no real reason to be in there and were frankly dreading what you'd find, you abandoned your mission. Okay. You guys look like you have some juicy gossip. Oh yeah, this one's a doozy. You got me drooling. What's the scoop? Do you know Mikey Tobbs? Maybe? Not sure. You know Jenny from the next floor up? That sounds vaguely familiar, but... Okay, well, do you know the band A Fond Farewell? I'd probably know it if I heard it. Not sure how much you'll benefit from this gossip. No, tell me, it may be useful to me later on when I know all these people. Don't worry about it. You feel vaguely as if you've just swindled yourself out of an opportunity. If only you'd better faked your insider knowledge. You'd be swimming in social gold right now, a currency that never degrades so long as it continues to flow. What's up? My name's Mara. Mara! You know what I like about you? Come here and I'll tell you. Well, alright, I'm always up for a compliment. It's only after drawing closer to him that you smell the alcohol drenching his every fiber. Your distress at this late realization causes you to snap back, losing the second half of his answer, which is already grotesquely unmentionable. I feel like you should have known that by the Mara. Okay then, get home safe or whatever. How are the old teams this season? Doing good sports? I take it you're not into athletic competition? That's an understatement. I'm a writer, so I'm much more cerebral in my amusements. That's too bad. The mind-body connection of an athlete at their best is really quite transcendent. I'm in touch with my body. I can stop myself from hiccuping. I can cry if I think hard enough about something sad. Cool. Well, call me when you can make a 17-foot shot with 10 seconds on the clock. I'll do that. So really, how's the team doing? We took a double-digit loss last night. Haha. That's bad, right? Yeah. Haha. What is that haha? What is she doing? Hey, what's your deal? Oh, you know, breathing the air, standing here. Cool, cool. Like anything? Does it look like I like anything? I mean, you look like someone who likes music. If you can call constantly getting your heart broken by something liking it. I sure can. We must be kindred spirits. Well, alright, you sound serious. You want the lowdown on the next big act? My god, yes I do. Okay, check this out. Black-eyed motherfucking peas. What? Get out of here, you indie fuck. Emo scumbag. You know, I'm glad music breaks your heart. That's what you get for locking it away in a cage and sharing its beauty with no one. Go listen to college radio. This sounds fun. I think I will. Wait, we learned something? Oh, okay. I don't really understand how that's possible, but, alright. Well, this looks like a fun room. This guy's holding court in the papasan. He looks like he's been here for hours, or even days. Some kids are crowded in by the dressers. You wonder if they'd like to talk. This one looks very nervous. This guy's particularly conscious of everyone else in the room. Your eyes dart around the tiny dorm room, observing as much as you can discreetly manage. This room seems to be well kept by its tenant. Unfortunately for him, all bets are currently off. These two are standing right in front of the bathroom, removing any possibility of a temporary escape from the crowd. I mean, you could say, excuse me. These two seem to like each other. This group in the corner seems receptive to your company. Maybe you could join them. I mean, why not? We were just talking about sucks and how there's no real school campus, but the city is our campus. Wow, that's exactly the conclusion we came to. How'd you know? You guys into movies at all? Whoa, you think you could just waltz into this room and ask us something so personal? Sorry. What? Right on, I'm an anarchist too. Cool. Yep, smashed up a convenience store window just last week. I see. Is anarchy only about destruction to you? No way, violence is an unfortunate means to a noble end, which is all that sweet anarchist cooch. Jesus. Girl, you asked him. Well, it's important for me to hear out my fellow anarchists. We must find unity and diversity. I know exactly where we can find unity. Your bedroom down the hall. Look at you two. You'll build a big tent in no time. I'm building a big tent as we speak. You into emo? I saw the Ataris and Further Seems Forever at Barbara's last week. Wow, that sounds sick. How'd you get tickets? How does anyone get tickets? Showed up 20 minutes late and bought them off a scalper. Sounds expensive. Did you get carded? Wow, you're just living on a different plane of existence, aren't you? No ticket, no money, no fake ID. I'm too scared to carry a fake ID. I blurt out the truth at the slightest interrogation. Why would you do that? Maybe it comes from some deep-seated fear of authority. Even years ago, Alright, that's enough truth. Well, they're gonna love that topic. Haven't you heard? This is a dry floor. Yep, no sex for 10 feet vertically in either direction. You're fucking with me, right? We would be if it wasn't expressly forbidden. What? Never touch this stuff. Well, we can talk about it if you want. Don't know who that is. It's me! Oh, cool. Don't know him. No, I know that guy. He's not in the dorms. Dude, how do you know everyone? Because I don't gate myself into any of the little cliques around here. We don't do that. Me neither. I also know Daniel, by the way. You're saying we're cliquey, dude? Nah. Maybe a little close-minded is all. A man's mind is like a parachute, in that it only functions when it is open. Well, apparently Daniel's the most important person to know around here. He's kind of a dick, to be honest. I tend to like him. It's never too late to give up your prejudices. Oh yeah, Rosetta. She's cool. She's so talented. How does everyone in every major know about her? Mass intra-university conspiracy. Art school Illuminati. You're either in or you're out. How do I get in? Doesn't it bother you that there is an elite? That artists don't rise to prominence on their own merits? Well, my merits are already good, so it would be no crime for me to succeed. Right on. The line for tryouts starts at my bedroom door down the hall. You're gross. No idea who that is. The librarian's got a real stick up her ass. Hey, I like Jana. Why would you bring her up if you didn't want us to talk shit? Good point. You guys know Theo? Nope. Really? The guy right down the hall? That's the guy who's always hanging flyers up in the common areas. Wait, the started improv prank troupe with me guy? That sounds like him. He really likes extracurriculars. I'll tell you one extracurricular he isn't getting. Yeah, we know, sex. The whole group laughs, including you. Then you start to feel bad. Surely your loyalty to Theo isn't so frayed. But no, he gets laid. Why would anyone who's ever grazed a titty get so involved in school? That's a good question. You should save some for the rest of us. I'll tell him that. Yeah, you should. Just don't let your overwhelming desire for him cloud your judgment. That class was the hardest C I've ever gotten. Yeah, I guess she can be kind of tough. She's hot for an old broad, don't you think? What? Jesus. What then? You think she's ugly? You wouldn't? No, why are those the only choices? Chill, he's never even met her. Okay. Now we're done. Hey, my name's Mara. Do you go here? I go out here. Yeah, just approach them. I'm sure they want to talk. The dorms are pretty small, huh? I was so disappointed I couldn't afford it, but now that I'm seeing it, it isn't much, you know? I heard everyone shares a kitchen here. I wonder if it's gross. I'd probably just get takeout all the time if I could already afford the room, you know? Well, this has been great. Enjoy your night. You attempt to catch the eye of whichever person seems the friendliest, but neither of them do, and you quickly feel self-conscious about approaching them. To cover your tracks, you crane your head into the bathroom. Looking for something? Oh yeah, just thought I left something in there. Didn't mean to bug you guys. What did you leave? Oh, my, hair magazine. My hair magazine. You brought a magazine in there? Pretty stupid, huh? Clearly it's not in there, so I'll just go. No, I think I see it in there. To your mortification, the person closest to the door picks up an issue of Rot magazine with a cover picture of a woman's naked ass and the massive blocky caption, 69 bands that suck and offers it to you. That must be it, yes. You pocket the magazine in a way you imagine is very similar to a customer in a porn store and slink away in terrible embarrassment. You'll have to check it out later. Welcome. Make yourself comfortable. Oh, is this your room? Oh, sure, but mi casa, su casa. Party people in the house. You seem kind of nervous. What would I have to be nervous about? These are my school peers, even the ones I've never met before. Surely when they leave, my colleagues intend to pick up their trash and flush the toilet. And clean the sheets. Oh god. Can the school hold me liable for what happens in here? Sure, they'll probably give you an award for being the coolest host of the night. Nice. That's the sweatiest laugh you've heard today. And you were just in a classroom full of freshmen discussing sex. Poor guy. Is it Adam? Hello? Or her mom? Hello? Mara? No, my first guess. Adam? Yeah, I'm here. I can barely hear you. Yeah, I'm at that party. What? I said I'm at that party, the one I told you I'd be at? Jesus, I can't hear you at all. Yeah, there's a lot of people here. It's a party. Can you go somewhere quieter? Let me see. You scan the hallway for any possible refuge from the noise. Each location looks busier and noisier than the last. Hello? I can't really go anywhere. It's just as loud on this whole floor. Can't you go to a different floor? I really need to talk to you. Is something wrong? What's going on? Adam, what is it? I can't talk to you while you're in there. It's too loud. Okay, well, should I call you later then? Is it important? What's wrong, Adam? Can you go outside? The hour has grown too late. If you leave the dorm building now, you won't be able to re-enter. Oh, damn. Can you please go outside? I really need to talk to you, sweetie. Okay, I'll call you back in a minute. Oh, man. I guess let's make sure I didn't miss anything. The door to Theo's room is closed. Theo appears to block any entry right now. Well, bye. Well, thanks for inviting me. Oh, you're going? But you just got here. Yeah, gotta catch a train. You and your jet-setting life, Mara. Excitement around every corner. Yeah, too bad it feels like crap. Huh? Never mind. Just a joke. See you at school, okay? Okay, see ya. Well, I think I did actually go in everywhere. Let me just... You told Adam you'd leave the building? No use checking out these rooms now. Okay. I thought we were actually going to have to decide if we were going to leave or not. But looks like we're leaving whether we wanted to or not. I mean, I could just talk to him right here. Why can't I just talk to him right here? Call him right here. Okay, fine. Don't really understand why you can't just talk to him right here, but okay. Hi, sweetie. I'm outside. What is it? Are you mad about something? No, I just left the party so you could tell me something. So what did you need to tell me? Well, if you're just mad about it. I'm not mad, I just want to know what it is. Did something happen? Did anything happen? I just wanted to talk to you. Nothing happened? I just left the party for no reason. No reason? Talking to me is not a reason? Well, yes, it's a reason, but it's not like an emergency reason. You'd rather be at some dorm party than call me? I call you every day, multiple times a day. I never get to go to parties, Adam. I always go home on the weekends and miss everything. I just wanted to be at a fucking party. Fine. Go back then. I can't. It's too late. I just wanted to hear your voice before bed. That was literally it. Yeah. Am I asking for too much? No. Sorry, Adam. The pain of his inquiry overtakes you. Adam wants to fall asleep to the sound of your voice. Who has ever loved you so much? I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. It's okay. Sorry for ruining your night. You didn't ruin my night. Just... It's fine. Not a big deal. I would have left soon anyway, the train schedule, and I wasn't really clicking with any of those people anyway. No? Nah, you know how much I suck at making an impression. Really? But I've seen you do it. Well, you were there when I did that. I'm not so scared when you're around. I'll be there again soon. Okay. I'd like that. I should hurry. Oh, right. The train. Want to call me when you get home? Wait. But wasn't this the phone call? Oh, well, it's going to be late. I might be tired by then. Okay, well, if you're tired later, I'll try to call. Okay. But just in case, we should say goodnight now. Good night. I love you. I love you too. Oh, Mara. I mean, I did say to take the call in the lobby, and you would have still had access. I don't really understand why you couldn't. Also, if you got Theo's phone number, he could have come and gotten you, but what was the point of even going? Oh, yeah. You got that magazine. What a pitiful consolation. You should be more open-minded with your reading. There's possibility in any book, if you only give it your time. Yeah, I guess so. Can we do one last tutorial? Jesus. Sure, whatever, go for it. Woo! Now that you have books in your inventory, you can access them from the bar at the top of the screen. Mara's books, depressed as hell. You'll be able to view your collection of books and read them from this menu. You can carry 5 books at once. To keep your collection fresh, you might consider discarding or trading them. Books are a great way to prompt conversations and absorb knowledge for your writing. Cool. I'll read every book I get. Yeah, right. Hey, let's not get totally despondent. Of course you can't read every book. You'll really only have time to give your attention to 1 book per day. If you do that, you'll read a lot over time. Mara? Yeah. Why not give it a try before this day's over? To read your book, select it and press the read button. Oh, poor Mara. Rot magazine. Inadvertently stolen from a dorm bathroom, the contents are mysterious and tantalizing. Got the tags of culture and humor. Read this book? Yeah. You decide to flip through the issue of Rot you accidentally stole from the bathroom at the dorm party. It's yours now, after all. To your surprise, an article on hand jobs in Italian discos is illuminating in its frankness. You find that, as you read, your heart grows more generous to the pursuit of fulfillment, be it through romantic love, illicit sex, or otherwise. Yeah, I was like, well, it seems like we learned something for our paper, so that's good, right? A record of everything you've read, along with your writing projects, will be kept in your log. Okay, that's a little better, right? You still need to pick up your laundry from Daniel's place. Why does this night seem so long when you haven't even had any fun? Okay. Okay, so we have 4 days every season. I'm assuming. Where was he? Oh yeah, he's above the diner. Even from the hallway, you could hear the tinny distortion of an anime soundtrack piped too loud through cheap computer speakers. The sight of Daniel with his roommates, coupled with their pleasant indifference at your unannounced arrival, is coolant to your hot brain. Hey, Mara. I thought I'd find you guys at the party. What party? At the dorms, right? I'm done with those fucking dorm parties. Desperate freshman bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, I have to say, watching from that distance is the worst possible thing you could do. Who is even seeing anything? What the hell is this? Golden Boy. It's fucking hilarious. The dub is so terrible, it's awesome. The small screen barely hinders your full sensory immersion into a world of shapely loins under spray paint thin fabric, gyrating cartoon breasts, and the trash-smelling perverts who worship them. Oh man, what the fuck? Good, right? You crashing tonight? I hadn't planned to, but I might. If that's okay, I mean. No, Mara, get the fuck out of here. Of course you can stay. God, you're such an ass.